it coming to
Thank
your,
you for putting that out there.
like that whole thing about when I mentioned about coming to your front door in a marriage, it's real. Like this, I'm a realist, so I've heard it all. I've seen it all. I've heard different cases in marriages, and in your whole, your experience with this couple of what you know personally, you said, if I quote you correctly, and I don't want to misinterpret you, you said that he first stepped out and had potentially an outside child
Mhm.
that wasn't even his at the end of the day, but the wife in turn ended up stepping out and was conceived a child from another man. Is
Right.
that, did I
She
understand that
stepped
correctly?
she stepped out while the girl was pregnant because they can't tell until the baby get here.
Right, right. So yeah, and then this happens, and that's the whole point that I was trying to make. It's all peaches and cream, and all of this about, like, there's repercussions to your actions, and whether forgiveness take place or not, even in forgiveness, there's still repercussions to your actions. You're not exempt from the repercussions of your actions even after forgiveness. I want us to like really ponder on that and meditate on that for a minute. Like, let that just sink in for a minute. Because even when we do things wrong, or let's say we err and we make wrong decisions and we course correct and get back on the right track, does that exempt us from the repercussions of what we have to face in that error that we made? No, it doesn't. We have to still face those things. Like, and this is the thing, like when people feel like with forgiveness, everything is supposed to be swipe clean. You don't have any repercussions to your actions. Everything is just like this whole ideal, this fairy tale of when forgiveness happened, everything is just swipe clean and there is no repercussions after the fact. It's not idealistic. It's not real. It's not idealistic, and I think we need to like really process that and understand that.
And that's true. But if everybody really pay attention to just human nature, right? We are trying to come up with a solution that's normal, but we deem it abnormal. We call it, the person that cheat. We call it a problem, right? But can you give me an example where your logic makes sense, where it happens? Cheating, your version of cheating has been going on since man was created. We're sitting here talking about something that's human nature, just like breathing, just like drinking water. It is in our DNA to be, we are sexual beings. That's why we was created and put here to reproduce. It didn't say reproduce with one. It said reproduce. So that's why we get the urges so much. That's why infidelity happens so much. Somebody and everybody has been a victim to infidelity. So if you look at the ratio of people who have cheated and been cheated on, you have to say at some point, this is normal. And the things that we are trying to get each other to do, far as just be submissive to this one person, is abnormal. And we are trying to reverse the roles on those. But you cannot give me an example of more than one person that never was an issue. You see it in celebrities, millionaires, billionaires. You see it in poor people. You see it in the middle class. This is normal, and we deemed it as a bad thing because it happens to us.
I have a question for you. When you say it's normal, like, I understand and I respect all different dynamics of relationships. Like me, 100%, I respect you. You come out the gate, you are transparent, give the person the option to make a decision about their life that they're trying to incorporate with you. And there's no deception, there is no lying. That I can respect. But when we cross that boundary and say deception is normal, lying and cheating is like normal, like it's teetering that line. I respect a person that has that lifestyle if they are upfront and they give, their partners that, they're upfront and they give their partners that decision, that option of how they want to move and navigate in that. But being deceptive and lying off the back, that's normal. And no, I'm not gonna sign up for that. I'm not on the bandwagon of deception, of lying and cheating and just discord and all that. No, no.
How many how many honest and pure ex relationships you have?
Wait, what now?
How many honest and pure relationships have you had?
Okay, so we're not going to take it personal because prior it was personal, and I'm not going to take it personal anymore.
No.
So I would rather just keep it on a general perspective. Like I would rather just keep it on a general topic. But just for the sake of the topic, as I stated, at the end of the day, if a woman or a man decides to have multiple partners, and that's their choice. If they're not married, they're doing their thing. Or even if they're married and they have an agreement with their partners and their partners are willing participants, that's no problem. It shouldn't be a problem from any outsider looking in. What I'm saying is the point for like when it's lying and deceptive and you're lying and you are clearly being disingenuous to your mate and your partner and your wife or your husband. To me, I find a problem with that, and that is not normal. And I'm not going to I'm not going to give that a new normal. I'm not going to be desensitized and make it a new normal, because anytime there's deception and lying and cheating, like that's not normal. Just be straight up. If you want to live that life, live that life and be free in it.
Do you want to know
why? And live it. Don't be deceptive.
Do you want to know why the lying even occurs, right? Have you ever thought to?
I can't justify a lie. I'm not going to justify a lie. That's not my makeup. That's not my character. I'm sorry. It's not me. I can't justify a lie.
I can tell you why some men do it, though. It's to protect you. It's because they love you. Truth hurts. Truth can break down a woman. Even though a woman will sit there and tell you, just tell me the truth, and I can respect you more. No, you won't. You know you won't. You're gonna hold that against that man.
So, hold on. All that talking point is for a lady that was born yesterday. When you're talking to a 22-year-old, a 23-year-old, that's the talking point you give her.
Wait a minute. Just let him land, and then y'all can go. We've been doing it now. Just let him land, and then the next person go.
I'm just making my point. This is my opinion. This is not. I'm not saying it counts for you. I'm just saying my opinion. Lying occurs to protect your mate. We know women are emotional creatures. We deal with them all our lives. We lie to protect you. The only time you ever get hurt is when you find the truth out, right or wrong.
Why won't you be truthful and be a man of your word and just be true to who you are? And give that woman an option. So in other words, you're not giving the woman an option.
Does not make it. The option
You're not giving her the option.
Listen, the option will not fix anything. The option won't fix nothing. The act is what destroyed it before the lie even occurred. So before I even did what I did, to you, before I even had to lie to you, there was nothing there to tell you the truth about. I didn't have to lie until after I did that.
Do the men agree with not giving a woman an option and being transparent if he decide to live that
Hold
life?
on. You know why they gotta lie? You wanna know why they gotta lie? Because they don't want your reaction.
No,
They don't want to give you
hold
a
on.
choice. They don't
Respectfully,
want
I
you
want
to
to hear from the other
decide.
men. Respectfully, I want to hear from the other men. I just want to hear from them.
But you didn't hear what he said. What he's saying is you're deeming it a lie if you find out that it happens. But he didn't even know that this was something that could happen. You know what I'm saying? So how am I lying to you?
Ma'am. Oh my God.
How could I be
Oh Lord,
transparent?
God does
How
create.
could I be
God
transparent
is a
Men.
creator,
if
man.
I
Hold on,
haven't
God
y'all.
done
do
it?
be
Hold
creating people, man.
on.
That's all. I just wanted to get a perspective of the other men. That's it. That's
But I
all.
can't be
Well, I think I'm the only
transparent
other
if
man
I
it
that can
already
hasn't
do
know
it.
where
happened.
his standpoint
Okay,
is. I
hold
want
on.
There
perspective
is
of the
no
other
other
men.
man to even listen to on this stage. They're both birds of the same feather. We got two men on this stage.
Check
If you
yourself when you
don't
try to overgeneralize.
if you don't know that they're
You
birds
don't
of the
know me.
same feather, I don't know what to tell you. That's my
Reginald is
opinion.
here.
Check
You can
yourself if you
You
don't
wouldn't know if you
understand.
don't
That
know it.
that
The
that
Y'all
that
host
can't
is
mute her,
talking.
Go
Please
man.
be
ahead, Reginald.
quiet.
Go ahead, Reginald. She
B Ray,
asked
please ask the question again.
Go ahead.
B Ray, what's your question in reference to giving women a choice? If that was the question, then yes.
Yes, sir. Like giving her the option to be able to choose on whether she wants to be a part of that whole dynamic or not.
don't want you to
Instead of
have a
leaving him.
choice.
But hold
They
on, no,
don't.
hear me
Who's
out.
the
No,
troll over
Reginald,
here
let
to
Reginald
my right?
respond. Let Reginald respond. I want to hear the man perspective. I want to hear. I want to hear other than Eric. I already have his
Thank you for
perspective. I
dropping
want to
that.
hear the other man
Like I said, yes.
on.
Choice.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Can I?
I'm a, I, I'm big on forthright and accountability first and foremost. I find that honestly, that's something that I do believe that women don't like a lot of times. Not that they won't, I still don't give it to them, but because when I hold them to that same level of standard that I expect, then they make excuses. They justify it. I wrote it in the chat. Women are typically auditory, so they never want to hear a lie. And men are visual, so we never want to see a lie or deception. So when you come deceptively, visually, you're no different when it comes to him verbally lying. Land there.
Well, Eric, I wish that we, I'm sorry, go ahead, Eric.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I wish that we live in a world where women could do the same things that men do, as far as being promiscuous or being in a not having a deep marriage and motherhood placed on us so hard, and just having society against us. I wish that we lived in that type of world where we could relax a little bit more like the men can, but unfortunately we don't. We're held to higher standards that they're not held to. We were judged for a lot of stuff. We're pushed to focus on being somebody's wife, like that's just everything. Focus on being moms. It's very unfair. I also want to state that somebody in the comments was saying that if a woman kept staying with a man who was constantly cheating on her, she would question that woman's self-esteem. I know some women that they stay through the cheating because they can't financially take care of themselves, or they bought into so much with that man as far as like building with him. They don't want to walk away from everything that they built. And that be the reason sometimes why those women stay, not because they have low self-esteem, but they stand for financial reasons, you know. Um, and again, I want to state, because Miss Ola in the comments, she was tagging me because I told Miss Ola, they keep talking about when, ain't nobody marrying you and y'all ain't married. They always love to tell about somebody ain't married. Listen, don't nobody care about being married. Every woman is not hooked on being a man wife. Cause
Hold on, Lady London. I'm gonna let you land, but I wanted. Okay, I guess I lost. I thought I had the right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
every woman is not hooked on being a man wife, because to keep it honest with you, a lot of married women from young to older that were all races
Oh, look, give me a minute. I'm gonna get you in. Go ahead.
they have told me not to do it. They all say don't do it. And these are different races and different ages of women. They say don't do it. So every woman is not necessarily hooked on being a man wife. Some women just want to focus on what makes them happy, their education, their dreams, their goals. Some women just want a man that they can go out with once a week, a couple of times a week, and that's it. But nothing serious, you know. And to be honest, that's okay not to be hooked on being somebody's wife, because it's more to you being a woman than being a man wife. I wanted to say that, but unfortunately, the time that we're in is a lot of pressures put on women. And this is not a jab up to Miss Ola. But Miss Ola, you tripped me out because you had told me, you said, well, if you want somebody you just want to spend time with, you need to go spend time with somebody in your family. But let me tell you something. You got men out here that they don't like women, but they sleep with women from time to time. You want to know why? Because it's in their nature to crave women. Men are always going to want women in some way, shape, or form, and women are always going to want men. So that single woman who really don't want to be married, who don't want to be bothered by a man every day, she still craves for men every once in a while. So that's where that come from. But everybody don't want to be no wife. That's all I wanted to say.
Miss London, do you think that women put pressure on themselves to be wives? Because men aren't clamoring to say, you better marry me.
Right. I think women are. I think women are.
Right.
They are, but the
Women's biggest
some women are,
enemies.
but if we're looking at the statistics, I'll just say some women are. I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, we can say the majority of women, right?
Okay,
But Mr.
whatever, however you want to put it.
Well, I
Either,
mean, I
either
only asked that
because the
respectfully.
majority
I
of
only asked
women
the question
are
because she
for
said
divorce
it
too.
wasn't.
The
Hang on.
majority of women are filing for divorce too. So I don't even think that's even a. It's like.
Well, the reasons vary, right? So we can't get in the
Yeah,
rabbit
so it's
hole.
like okay, even
But
if the women are wanting marriage,
but
the
Miss
women
Ray,
are.
the only reason I asked the question is because she said she wished women had as much freedom or comfort
let
as men do because men are putting these pressures on them.
let me answer your question. Sometimes women do put the pressure on themselves, but it comes from somewhere. It comes from society making them feel like that's what they need to be focused on. It comes from their fathers
Other
constantly
women.
asking them. Yes, and other women too. It comes from other people on the outside. They don't just put it on themselves for no reason. It's somebody that have made them think that there's something that they need to be doing, whether it's their friends or the women, just like it's women on this panel. When
No,
they get on
I
here,
I respect that. Initially, you said men, and I just thought that was disingenuous. It's when you're saying you want to play the middle road, then fine. But I would say the majority of women because y'all are the ones that are watching the fairy tale. Y'all are the ones trying to compete in the matching of who's got the prettiest dress or who's the nicest wedding.
it's
Men are
it's
not pushing that.
it's
I
men
think
and women.
we're wired in a way to be nurturers and to be like we're wired in a way, but are is that should that be held against us? But either way, neither here or there, right? Okay.
I think that's a
Hold on.
beautiful
I
thing.
wanted to
Let's
say
go.
I
this.
think
Hold on. Can I say
But
this really
no,
quick? Right? I feel that you some men are being bamboozled and y'all are being bam freaking boozled, and I'm about to drop this tea to y'all. I'm about to drop this tea. No, listen, y'all being bamboozled because I'm telling you, and this is not all about, because I know there are piss poor men and there are piss poor women we all have accountability that we need to take in our society, and we need to straighten the hell up, right? Because I'm a fair person. Like, don't, like, I'm not a bias to any side, right? But I will say this, right? In reference to the dynamic of the setup, which I understand, you know, they say men are simple, they want peace, they want respect, they want all this. Do not get it twisted. There are a demographic of women that will play the part. They're playing the game, but they don't give a fuck about you. But the ones that are, but hold on, the ones that are putting your feet to the fire and holding accountability to you, but love you, you know, you shun them. But the ones that put on the image of, okay, man, whatever you say, whatever, but they see you, they have already identified. I'm telling you what I know, and this is inside. Hold on, this is inside, and I don't give a damn what woman
You're
shamed me for
not
this.
dropping no tea to these
No,
men.
hold
They
on.
already
No,
know
hear me
that.
out. No,
Right, that's
hear
the
me out,
tea.
because I have to call a Jezebel out for who a Jezebel is. You know,
It's a Jezebel.
no,
What are you
hear me
talking
out. Hold
about?
on. I have to call them out, because what will happen is they will morph into what you think they should be, but in essence, they want your resources and your riches and what they can gain from the relationship. They give a fuck about you. And just because you feel like you want a submissive, quote unquote, this and that, and it has to be in this package, that doesn't mean she has a heart for you. That
What percentage of
doesn't
men
mean
you?
that.
Who
What percentage
Baby,
cares?
of men
Like,
you
that's
think?
the thing, V-Ray. Jezebel is a good thing. Be a Jezebel woman. It's a good thing. Okay? This whole like castigating another
I ain't no
woman.
Jezebel.
Be
I can't be a
this
Jezebel.
this
I can't.
you know
I
what? Be a
the
Jezebel. Have a
fuck?
Jezebel spirit. It's whatever. Because
Hell no.
at the
I
end
ain't.
of the
No.
day, these men don't care about. You're not drop. I thought you had some external God supreme tea. You didn't drop no updates on these men are more informed than you and I. Okay, they know every single lick, every single U-turn. They
No,
did.
no. How about Solomon? No,
Let
no
me let me
husband can
finish.
walk
Things
away.
you
L-
said all
If
night.
Let
that
me
was the case,
finish,
hold
V
on. If
Ray.
that was the
Please, for the
case,
love of goodness.
why did the most wisest man just lose it all
My
because of a
sister,
woman?
excuse me,
But hold
ma'am.
on, no, the
Excuse
most
me.
high, no, hold on, no, let me tell you, the most high God tell you to be aware of these type of women. And if you are okay, come on.
I
If you
swear,
do not,
we're crazy. A
that the
lot of people
most
are
high
insane.
tell you to be aware of this type of woman.
That's why sometimes you just gotta let the women speak. You know, you gotta let them speak so you can
Man,
hear. They can.
There
delusional
is
as I
nothing
don't
out
know what.
here that these men don't know. And Vera, let me finish my point.
But no, it's not about what they
Excuse me,
don't know,
ma'am.
but they will
Excuse me,
get caught
ma'am.
up. Just like
Excuse me.
Solomon. Solomon got
Can I
caught up, they
finish my
can get caught
point?
up too.
You've spoken.
But go
Can I
ahead,
just
go ahead.
what is it? You are no better than a Jezebel woman. Okay? You need to stop that. You are no better than a Sodom Gomorrah woman. They don't give a damn about you. Okay? You ain't got no ring on your finger. She probably gonna get a ring before you. It's none of your business. Whether
That's
she's
not the
Jezebel,
point that
let
I'm
me
trying to
finish. Let
make.
me finish my point. You can correct me later. If I
Please.
don't land, how are
Oh
you
my
gonna finish?
gosh.
Know what I'm saying? It don't matter if she's a Jezebel, if she's a La La Land, if she's from Sodom
That
and Gomorrah. These men are going to marry whoever they want. And I
that's
love
not the
Jezebel
freaking
spirited
point
women.
of what I
I,
want,
I
but
love,
don't
I
make it
love, I love
personal.
Jezebel spirit women. I like the wicked women. I like all type of
Okay,
women. The
go
one
ahead.
that
You like the wicked women. Go ahead.
excuse me, let me finish my point. Okay? Because if I was doing this to you, you wouldn't like it. But for some reason, you think it's okay to do this to me because you're emotionally invested and
No,
just can't control your
you're
emotions, girl.
attacking
I
you're
need a
attacking
clap
my
I
back.
am
character.
not attacking you. I'm just responding. Everything is not about you.
It's not
Remember
about me. I'm
that.
not
It's just a
making it
comment.
about me. I
Everything is
know.
not about you. And I
V-Ray,
hate to fight with you because
V-Ray,
these men
let
are
her
going to have a
finish.
field day if you and I lock heads. So if there's anything I've said to you that triggered you, I am sorry because I don't want to fight with you. because it's
I'm
just
not
that's
making
just
that
gonna look bad.
comment.
That's gonna look bad on you and I. So please give me the same respect I'm giving you. Let me finish talking because I would hate to fight with you because these men are gonna laugh at us. Now, as I was saying, because that's what they want anyways. They want us to lock heads, and I'm not gonna lock heads with you. It don't matter if she's a Jezebel woman. It don't matter if she's a hoe. Men love hoes. They love Jezebels. They love all type of women. They like whatever. Even the wicked ones, the one that like to pretend, but she don't like love them. They love her. What you gotta worry about is you. Ain't nobody gonna pick
You're
you.
not,
Ain't
listen.
I'm not talking
Let
about you
her
now. It's not
finish.
about
You're
you,
Let her
V.
saying
Let
what
me
you have to
finish.
worry
finish.
about is you. Like you're
V-Ray, let
talking
the
to
woman
you.
finish. Let her finish, V-Ray. I want to hear what she has to say. Let's get the point first and then let's respond.
Damn. Shit.
Wow.
Anyways, what you got, I'm not talking about as women, you just got to worry about you as a woman. You got to worry about you. Whether you got a flat butt, you got a pancake booty, you got a big titty, you got a small titty, you got a loose vagina, you got a skinny vagina, these men don't care. They don't care. They don't. And the moment you think they care and you don't worry about controlling who is in your space, that's how they fuck you up. You need to create a rule. This is men love rules. That's why laws was created. They like rules. And they go and check to see if you go and take them to trial. And you gotta take them to trial every fucking time. You got to go full blown trial. They gonna try you and you gotta write them that ticket. And that's why they say, if he cheat on you, make sure you take money from him. If you do this, make sure you hit his pocket. If you do that, make sure you take his pocket. Make sure you take money from him. Take their money. Even when you're not fighting with a man and you're in love with him, take his money. Men love when you take for them. A man who don't want to give you money don't love you. I had to find that out the hard way. If he not spending, he don't like you. It's not rocket science, but the reason why it looks like rocket science is because you see a man's image, you emotionally invest in it because we've been told there's one person in the world that is going to love us. You have multiple people that is going to love you. As a matter of fact, a man should be more desperate for a woman than a woman desperate for a man because they said it's he who found the wife that found a good thing. You have no business loving a man or chasing after a man. I had to find out the hard way, but they've conditioned, and that's why I say I don't even like men like that. But I hate women more than I hate men. I don't even like men, but because women, we've created the problems that we're fighting against. We created the issues that we're fighting against. You gonna see a woman gonna tell you right now, men are not promiscuous by nature. There are a ton of women ready to enable men and say, "Oh my gosh, that's their nature." Women, the same way we're programmed, these men are programmed. And men know what they're doing. They're indirectly programming us in return. So men are never going to sit here and tell you the truth that it's not their nature. But a good man is going to, your daddy's going to tell you that no man wants his daughter, no psychologically, mentally okay man wants his daughter to be with a man who flourishes around. That's how you know they know what they're doing. Life is a game. And whatever you choose to accept, don't mean another person is going to accept it. That's what my brother told me. My brother told me just because you choose to accept it, don't mean he got to accept it. This what you choose to accept, don't mean he got to. Life is cutthroat. That's just what it is. And my brother had to look me, and I'm older than my brother. He had to see me there and say, listen, that's what you chose to accept. It don't mean another girl's gonna accept it, and it doesn't mean that that man's gonna do the same for you. But that's what you
All right,
chose,
can I respond
and
now?
it's just what it
Hold on.
is.
Can I
It's
respond
just
now?
what it is.
All right,
Relax,
so
V
I
Ray. You're
want to
gonna get your
I want
point.
to
Relax,
respond.
V Ray. V Ray,
No, can
relax.
I respond? I'm not. I
Can
just
you
want.
can you let me land, V-Ray? Because I'm gonna leave the
Oh, I
stage for
thought you
you.
were
Because
done. Okay,
honestly,
go
I know
ahead.
we're gonna fight, and after I'm done talking, I'm gonna leave the stage for you because I really want to leave you on a good note. Because I know these men are watching. They want something from us, and I'm not gonna give them. You see this player guy? You see this player
It's,
guy?
it's too late. I let these
Please
brothers,
stop it. It's
I'm
not
these
too
sitting here.
brothers
late.
get
I'm
on
sitting here with
stage.
my
They not over
popcorn.
talking to each other. They showing respect. I let the women cook all night. The
Anyways,
replay gonna show
anyways,
it to you. You can't
these
even
men,
have a
the
balanced
only reason
conversation.
why it looks like these men are playing us is because we don't, and I always say it, I feel like a lot of us as women don't have standards. Even I, at one point, did not have no fucking standard. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I had zero standard. Zero. I thought I had standard. That standard never existed. I was delusional as fuck. I was delusional. When you say delusional with the red light on the deer in the headlights, I was literally a rabbit around a ton of lion. I thought it was a game. It's not a game. And men are opportunistic. Your life as men is just what it is. If you sell yourself short, that's why you can see there are a lot of girls that don't look as great as you, and they got men who are after them, taking care of them, doing their men do actually listen. Men do actually fucking listen. You gotta make him listen. It's not when you're romancing him and kissing him and cuddling him and crying on his shoulders and like pulling and acting like an idiot. If you've ever experienced a man who is madly in love with you, do you see how sometimes it takes the grace of God to appreciate them? That's how it be when you be cuckoo, 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 caca with these men. They be looking at you like that. They be looking at you like, "Are you okay? It's something." It take the grace of God. And that's why I'm not saying don't love people, but have a boundary and just, life is just what it is. We're no longer young. We're all aware. We're all, we're not naive anymore. We're all sinners. So people know what they're doing. People be knowing what they're doing. And whether it's a woman who is bad for you, I can sit here and demonize you guys and say, oh, look at Raya, she talks too much. Look at Melanie, and even though I don't like her, look at her, she looks somehow. Look at Coco over there. That black lipstick don't look nicer. Trust me, there's a man out there that want her like that. There's a man out there that want these ladies like that. They want them. I could sit here and talk about how I have a great heart. I can cook, I can clean, I can write whatever from nighttime. Trust me, they're going to use me. They're going to use me first. Yeah. They're going to go for Coco and other women that I think is not up to par. Men don't care. And the moment you think there's a way you have to shape yourself for a man, that's why men keep playing us, because we think we got to do something special. Instead of saying, you interested in me, this is my ground rules, you either follow the rules or you get out. And men be knowing what is right. One thing I know is, if you set a good rule for a man, he knows it's a good rule. But if you let him convince you that your rule is not good enough, he gonna fuck you over. Because he gonna be like, yep, that's it right there. I knew she wasn't gonna do that. I had to find out the hard way. Set your rules. It don't matter what other girls are doing. It don't matter if they're lying to them. They be loving all type of women. Look at Travis Hunter and the girl. Everybody telling him that girl gonna take his money. Guess what? He still married her though. Right now, he probably singing in his head, nobody don't want us together, but he don't matter. Men can be delusional too. And women do not push men's delusional button enough. We're all humans. We're all susceptible to delusions. And men can be gullible. As a matter of fact, the best person to play, if you want to know if you're really on your A game, is a player. You need to find a man who tells you he's a player and watch how quick you play him. You put him like a football. When a man tells you he a player, that's his blind spot. When he tell you he a player and he act like a player, those are the niggas that be the easiest to play, because guess what? They never see you coming.
Oh, so here, can I respond right?
They never see you coming.
Can I get in?
But let's be mindful of the language.
We want to hear the brother speak real quick, because
Thank you.
Wait, can I respond to what she said?
Thank you. Y'all two go on for
All right,
a long
I'm gonna
time.
go on mute. And
Y'all
wait
go on for a
your
long
response.
time.
But yeah, I have something to say after him.
Hold on before the brother speak, because I wanted the Miss Shakina, you the therapist, right? Was this a positive interaction between the ladies?
I think women are fantastic at working it out. This is how we work it out. We're actually great at communicating.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, was this a positive interaction between the ladies?
I can't answer that. That's not my place to answer.
Okay,
that.
I can. The young lady down at the bottom dropped 3 F-bombs in 30 seconds and another F-bomb in 2 minutes.
I didn't take
Okay, so you don't get to control how I speak.
to it.
I want to act.
Like,
The host is speaking.
I'm just saying, we have a platform. Where people constantly saying we give restrictions. They'll take you down for certain things, and people constantly reiterate that, and people hear that and act like because I'm in another room that's this going on. You don't understand. On this end, we get things called restrictions, and people constantly saying, "Let's try to keep the language down. Let's don't even."
Yeah.
How is
You
we
know
able to
what?
get to a
Let me
certain
just go
point?
then. Let me go so I can
No,
respect your
wait a
rules. I
minute.
don't fit quite well. I've been here
Wait a
long
minute.
enough. Thank you for
No,
Wait
allowing
a
me
minute.
to
Wait a
stop
minute.
speak.
being
Wait a
No
minute.
rude. Let
interupt.
him finish
Wait a minute.
talking. If
Don't
she wants
go.
to leave, let her leave. But he's
Dang.
talking.
I was gonna
No,
ask
we're
that
not
lady a
gonna.
question.
No, let him finish
Okay,
talking.
See,
so
Miss
I'm gonna
Shakina, you see how you're a therapist, and as a man, you just gave a woman grace to grace the room, and then as a man speak. If I get a little bit, this is why I try to be quiet and allow people to speak. But right now, I'd like to hear from both of the brothers, please, brother. Please, brother.
I'm, just listening. This just my opinion, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't throw no rocks. Don't throw no oranges and apples at me.
I'll,
But, and I'm talking to the women. But if y'all over 35, 2 kids, y'all ain't getting married. It's over with. Take what you can get and run. Make it work. I'll land my plane.
Actually,
Justice.
Eric, I wanted to talk to Eric.
hold on, sister. We wanted to let both of the brothers speak because we haven't heard the brothers in about 30 years. We're gonna finally let them come out of the history books and speak now. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm gonna let one of the ladies. I reclaim my time because I ain't got nothing.
I think Reginald have a common sense of logic here. This is what I'm getting. This is what I'm in my spirit. I'm feeling Reginald. He has a balancing type of thing, and that's probably why he's refraining from making his comment at this point. But just to speak of what she said, I mean, the comment that I made was not about proximity to anybody. I'm calling a spade a spade. I, have been on my spiritual journey intentional for a period of time, and it's clear to me, and I get it. People, they put their whole they say the comments about, this and that and whatever. You have to understand who you are at your core, your journey, and don't deviate from that. And don't allow outside energy or forces or naysayers to, come or to, um, to penetrate that, so yeah, it is what it is, and I think at an age when we become a certain age, we don't give a damn about what nobody got to say anyway, right? At a certain age, when you get a certain age, don't give a damn about nobody else naysay outside that who don't feed, fund, finance, or anything, who are they? So it's like taking everything with, hey, it is what it is, and not taking things so personal. But I will say this. I see a lot. But I'll just say this. Everything starts with self. And I think it's very imperative that you do the work, you do the inner work. Everything start with yourself because you're the common denominator on whoever you decide to connect yourself with. And oftentimes, if you are broken, you find yourself attaching, and I call it unhealthy attachments. But you find yourself connecting because you're operating from a broken state. But when you are operating from a healed state, you don't, you're not so quick to just connect with anybody. Because you have self-awareness, you understand who you are, you understand your goals, your aspirations, like where you're headed. And if it doesn't align, then you're not going to allow that into your space. And I mean, and that's for both men or women.
Oh,
This shit is
Oh,
priceless.
and it is what it is. And now I lay my plan on it. It is what it is. And that's for both men or women. Now, men
oh, then you
oftentimes
just land.
can't can't survive without a woman. And I've heard that too. So I'm curious about that. Can men survive without women?
No, how can that happen? Is you serious?
Let the
That's the
brother.
thing. But women can without men.
No, you can't. What you
Oh,
gonna do? You gonna end civilization then?
I think she trolling. Let's let Eric and Reginald please speak. Reginald and
That
Eric.
didn't even make no sense what she just said.
It's nice to meet y'all.
Yeah,
Hey,
go ahead.
yo, how you doing?
Let's get the man voice in here because y'all women are so delusional. That was a delusional topic. I mean, comment you just made.
You have no substance.
No,
I get it, Eric. You have no substance
Okay,
about
if
you.
how can
You
men
have
how can
no depth.
women
You
how
have
can
no
women
depth within
survive
yourself.
without
I would
men?
hate the woman that connects herself with you.
Listen, she
You're
okay.
shallow. You're
She's
very
okay.
shallow.
She's
You're
okay.
very shallow.
But listen, you say I don't have no substance, but you just told me humanity can survive if women don't need men. So how
You're
y'all
very
gonna reproduce?
shallow. You're shallow, Eric. I'm not
How
gonna
shallow?
entertain
Because I just pointed out a chink in
your
your
shrink.
armor.
You think that you
Listen,
can like
stop. You talk
anything
too
that you
much.
can connect
You talk too
to.
much. Listen, you
Okay,
talk too much.
okay,
You don't
whatever.
do
You're
enough listening.
shallow, and you think I
You
talk too
don't
much,
do
and I
enough.
think you're shallow.
Yes.
So we're
You've
even,
been
right? We're
listen.
even
Okay,
now.
look, you won't be quiet right
You're
now.
shallow, and you think I talk too
Oh my
much. Okay,
God.
we're even now. Okay.
Okay, cool. And I accept that. I accept it. I'm good with that. I'm gonna take that, tuck it under my pillow. Uh like I was about to say. The problem is so many women think they know it all. They just won't be
Oh
quiet.
wow, Eric.
Listen to what I'm
Wow.
saying.
Wow.
If the shoe fit, put it on. Because I didn't say all women. I said most women. So
I'm sorry, mister. If you come back, we'll bring you up. Go ahead,
if
brother.
you upset about something I said about, you know what I'm saying, most women, you must be one of the most.
Oh, I have something I'd love to have a conversation with you when you're finished.
Okay. But my thing is, y'all don't take the time to listen to what we trying to tell y'all. Y'all always trying to tell us what we thinking. How? And think we supposed to sit there and listen to y'all? Like, no, it don't work like that. You're not doing us no favor because you got your house, your good job, your nice car. We don't care. We don't care. And y'all still don't get that. We don't want to deal with nobody who think they're a boss. What man want to go to work and deal with a boss and come home and deal with a boss? Y'all still miss that whole level of understanding somewhere down the line. Y'all independent? Don't no man want no independent thinking woman. She independent. She thinking for herself. We don't want to deal with that. All y'all gonna do is get some smacks from these different dudes that y'all got in y'all inbox and that y'all getting these numbers, but ain't none of them dudes trying to cuff y'all, marry y'all, or take care of y'all. Cause y'all put out that energy. Y'all put out that manly energy. I don't want to deal with nobody who think they know it all, who won't shut up, question everything that I say. That's why men don't deal with y'all. Y'all could be the most beautiful women with everything going for yourself, but a relationship. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. And it be the same ones that want to argue with the man about how he's telling her what he sees in her, what makes her repel from his vision. I don't want to deal with that. You look nice. I might want to have fun with it, yeah. But when I'm done, I'm gone. Yeah, that's when the game started getting played. Because if a man really wanted y'all can sit here and say, oh, I know 10, 15 guys that got this going on. Why you ain't got one of them? Why one of them dudes ain't on your side? If not just in your household or you in his household or married. Why? Why? You telling me how many dudes that you can smash? So you don't get no points on the board for that.
Well, I ain't telling you about how many
I'm
men.
not talking about you.
I'm
You
telling you
always
about. Excuse me, sir.
Oh
I'm
no no
telling you
no hold
about how
on
many
hold on.
men spend their
London,
cash on
London,
me.
London. I'm not talking about you right
About.
now.
I
You a
tell you
whole
how they
nother
spend their
you a
cash
whole
on me.
nother study.
I
I'm not
have
talking
men
about
in the
London.
kitchen cooking for me, honey.
Listen, I'm not talking
What
about you,
kind? What
London.
are those men? What are those?
Yes,
What are
honey.
they?
Yes.
They
Oh, those
men
are
or
men,
males?
baby. No, they men, honey. I got them in the kitchen cooking for me and kissing my feet.
Who
Oh,
called them
well,
a
well,
man? You?
well, you good then, London. If you got all these
You
men,
can't grade their paper. Other men have to grade other men paper, sweetheart.
They they spending that cash
It's not a game
London,
over
they
here.
doing it at the same time. One cooking, one kissing the feet, huh?
No, no, sir. No, not it.
Show some proof.
No, I don't need to show no proof. I'm not
You
trying
got
to
no proof.
spread my business like
I'm
that.
just teasing with you, London. You know.
I don't put my business
Me
out there.
too.
Come on.
Me too. Just trolling.
But
I know how to troll now.
see, when I say things as a shock factor, people shun me. They, oh, why you say that? Nah, that's not true. Yes, it is. It's true. Everything I say is true. You go
Can I
through it.
ask you a
Most
question,
of you women are single. You're
Eric?
single
Can
on
I
here.
ask
Are
you
you
a
red
Some of
question?
pill,
you,
Eric? Are you a
most of
red pill?
you,
Do you deem yourself as red pill?
no,
Is it
no,
okay if I
You're
ask you a question
confused.
now?
You're just confused. Okay.
no. I don't consider myself as a pill. Period. What do you mean? I'm confused. I'm confused because I don't consider myself as a pill.
Eric, can I ask you a question if that's okay?
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm here to answer any questions.
Thanks. No, I was just I know we've kind of been talking about a lot of different things, but I just want to go back to something you mentioned earlier. You were talking about, I think what I'm trying to ask is what you actually meant. Were you implying that human beings or men in particular, like the gender male, is not naturally like someone that is misogyn, like someone not monogamy is the word I'm looking for. So men are naturally not monogamous. Is that what you were saying earlier?
Listen.
No,
Okay,
no. Please,
let me
the
clear
answer
it
is
up. Okay,
no. Were you saying that?
I'm finna clear it up for you so you understand and no
Well, I'm
misunderstanding.
not asking you to clear it up. I'm asking you to
I'm
Let
explain.
okay.
him respond.
Let me okay. Human beings as a whole,
Oh, okay. So like human beings, right?
we
Okay.
are created as sexual beings.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. Yeah. So going back to the prompt though, and then bringing up us being sexual beings, when we're being cheated on,
Mm-hmm.
what actually happens to us human beings is that there is a split in commitment. So the reason why it hurts us so much isn't because we're not capable of being in an inclusive connection with just one other person. It means there's been a break or some kind of severity of violation within that contract. So the reason why that hurts and why that can be a form of violation in a relationship is because, say, for example, I choose to be with one partner and I'm a heterosexual woman, so my preference is a heterosexual male, right? So my incentive for marriage or any kind of relationship is to establish a connection and creating a future together. So that would be probably children as well. So for me, a man in his power, and I'm just going to use this as a preference, the male gender, his preference is usually the stability of that connection, the trust that things can get done in order to protect and nourish what it is I'm creating within the family. And that could be being a mother, that could be his nurturing partner, whatever that, is consensual between the two of them. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when that gets broken, say I'm pregnant and my partner, or say I'm married, say my husband chooses to cheat, what happens is it leaves the mother to be in a very dangerous situation. So the reason why, yeah, it does. Well, dangerous because if we go back into history, the reason why we have marriage.
Stop going back to history. Come back to life.
Hold on. We're gonna let you speak in 2 minutes. Let her keep flying that. Let her keep flying that. That spirit. Go ahead, man.
life is part of our history. History is in our bones. So I can't separate the two. If my man chooses to have a relationship outside of our commitment, there's a violation that occurs. And so then what happens is I'm left in a very dangerous situation. The danger being, how am I going to support myself and my future child? So I'm just going back to the prompt. That's the only reason why I asked, are we as human beings naturally incapable of staying within a commitment, even if it is perhaps against our own natural sexual makeup? And the answer to that, I believe, is yes, because it's done in our history. It's done in cultures and communities, in the Indigenous cultures as well. The reason that a lot of, reasons why a lot of, in some Indigenous cultures, they have more than one wife, for example, is because they have an understanding within that commitment that that's part of their culture. But there's a mutual understanding. That's what I'm trying to sort of.
But listen, with your scenario, right? Like we're gonna start right there with some of these cultures that do have multiple wives.
Yeah.
They were already groomed to accept that in their culture from day one. Now you're talking about here in the US.
Well, the Western society, yeah.
Western society, which deems that to be a form of fornication. You see what I'm saying? How if you could go, if you can go, if you could take your scenario, and if you play out the way you're thinking in a how would they say it, in a way to where it's monitored, right? You would get a different result, right? If you isolate so many couples and tell them this is what you should be doing, they're gonna do it because you are monitoring them, right? But when you give these same people free will changes everything. In a society where
Indoctrination is the key.
No, let him finish. Don't do that.
Hold on. Now you want to bring that up. If you want your scenario to work, that's the only way it will work. Because if you looking at Western society, free will is promoted. You know, this is the only place you can be whatever you want to be, and it's legal. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to telling people, "Oh no, you can't have choices no more. This is what you have, and that's all you're gonna get."
We can't be who we want to be. Let's just get that straight right now.
Come on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on, you know what I'm talking about before you jump in and try to argue with me.
You say if America is anybody you want to be, and that's not the case. Come on,
let him finish. Let him finish.
Are you serious when they sitting here telling you if your child want to be whatever with the rainbow they want to be? That's legal, right? Or am I tripping? Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. We grown. Y'all know where I'm trying to go without me saying stuff that'll get us, dinged or something. So I'm trying to tiptoe around a lot of words, but I know we all adults, so I know y'all comprehend where I'm going with some of the stuff I'm saying. I'm not just saying stuff just to blurt it out. I'm saying things that's actually happening. I'm telling you how men actually feel while I'm listening to you guys tell me what we should be feeling and how we are feeling. No, that's not how it works.
Actually, Eric, I'm not doing that.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm not talking about you per se. I'm talking about in overall. I'm just saying when a lot of people looking at what they think relationships should be and how marriages should be. Can
Yeah.
not man one of y'all give me an example of this perfect marriage or a perfect relationship that every woman chases?
So,
Well,
Shekinah, I have a
yeah,
little bit of a question in reference to your what I'll call anecdotal example.
Thank you, brother. Please speak because I've been waiting on you to come speak because we just got two brothers up there.
Yes. So, Shekinah, so here's where my problem is. You speak of the example where the man cheats, right?
no,
And
not necessarily the man, but
well,
I'm
in
just
that case, you said the
really,
person steps
I
out.
just use it as an example from
Let
one
him.
heterosexual
I
relationship
concur.
to
I concur.
another.
And so I'm using your example. Where
Okay.
my issue lies in that you took on the feminine role of that your concern would be this bond or this trust has been broken for you and your child. I think
No,
that might be a Freudian slip because it's our child, number one. And number two, typically, and I'm saying men often work in probability where women speak in possibility. Most times, men who end up cheating do not abandon their marriage with their child. Much like when a woman would cheat, she is no longer interested in the marriage. Thus, I think there's been a bit of a gender bias or block in your expression because you are a lady to suggest that somehow there is a risk factor there. Because we already established early in our earlier conversation that the fruit of his behavior is the cheating outside of the marriage, but that the focus should have been, instead of thinking about your own self and, as you call, your own child, to then discover in conversation with them what is the root for his actually stepping out of the marriage. Would you agree with that?
yeah, no, and I really admire your reflection. Like it's
Thank you, Miss Melanin. Go 20K. All right, go ahead.
very,
I'm sorry.
very like impressive. No, I was just really interested in what Eric had to say earlier. There's no, I'm not here to pass, yeah, a perspective that's personal. I'm only just sharing. What I really was just interested in what Eric was saying was his belief. You know, like does he believe that it's a natural in a human being to be sexually promiscuous? That's all. And he said for human beings, yes, it's not specifically for men. He said he believes human beings are sexual beings, therefore it gives us an entitlement to explore that. What I'm trying to say is I don't disagree with that. What I was just trying to bring forward is regarding, just going back to the prompt, was that when, for example, we choose, right, to come together in a relationship, that requires a commitment. It's like a contract. And so the reason that I'm bringing up the word danger, it wasn't, I used myself as an example because I am a woman, yes. So that's the only perspective I can come from. I'm not a man. So the reason I brought that up is because a lot of the time marriage, because that what came up in the conversation earlier, like why should we marry kind of thing. And the reason a lot of the time we decide to marry is because it gives us a feeling of safety, and we trust our spouse to protect and honor our sacred contract. So all I'm saying is, for the woman, say she's deciding to, you know, have a child with, you know, they're having a child together. The danger in, say, any kind of violation to that contract, one of the worst ones is betrayal, because in most cases, because it's the woman's body, she's the one that will carry the pregnancy to term and have the child, and is therefore usually the one. Look, please don't misunderstand me. I can feel the energy already. She's usually the one that will raise the child. She's the one that will usually raise the child because she's primarily the primary carer.
Isn't that a concerning?
If the husband, no, sorry, only if he chooses to leave. That's what I was trying to say. That's all. It's not, I'm not disagreeing with Eric. I'm not disagreeing with anyone. I was just bringing up the philosophy behind marriage. And is also, like Eric was saying, is being promiscuous something natural to us as human beings? And if it is, like Eric and a lot of other people were saying, is that actually an issue in a relationship that has a commitment?
No, I totally disagree with Eric. I totally disagree. When he said we lied to you because we
Miss B-Ray, she was that was Reginald. Then we'll let you come in, sister. Go.
And I'll make it very quick. But Shekinah, I'm not talking about your agreement with Eric. I'm talking about your answer as to what it is. And you just did, and you did it again. Now, granted, I'm not attacking you, but I'm a wordsmith, and so I listen very carefully. And you state, again, I'm basing on the conversation we had before, that you said the contract that you two both have, you don't take introspective thought to the why. You just deem the relationship being at risk, knowing that majority of the time men stepping out could potentially have a cause and effect, not justification, but for the reason and route to solving or resolving the relationship to continue or not, per the prompt about forgiveness.
Contracts represent a commitment.
Correct, but let me just land. You then said the mother taking care of the child. Are you suggesting that he was not taking care of the child, or that you're suggesting that when you define taking care of, meaning the person who is actually hands-on with the child?
No, it's hypothetical.
I agree. And I want you to be clear about the hypothetical, because you're expressing a response in relation to brother next to you in the chat. So there's no need to give a bad hypothetical to a solution.
It wasn't a bad hypothetical. No. Please don't use my. I'm not coming. I'm not. I came into the room with two intentions, which I clearly stated.
Yes, you said I am a professional. That is what you presented yourself as.
That I specialize with trauma, and one thing that I attract is therapy and relationships. And the other thing I said was that I'm also a woman, and I was married once.
So maybe it'd be helpful for me, just for clarity, who's speaking at this moment?
Oh, I don't put my personal views in any of this.
So the professional is speaking.
No, it's just a perspective. It's hypothetical. The reason why I wanted to address what Eric was saying was because whether I agree with him or not, I just wanted to understand what he meant. And he explained it. He said that human beings are naturally, sexual beings.
I think, let me explain this, and I'll land right here in that last point.
Let them finish.
Let me land it with this, Shekinah, sorry.
No,
if I enter in,
you had it right.
Yes. If I enter the chat and say, hi, yes, I'm a financial specialist and I do X, Y, and Z. Everything I say after that lends everyone to believe that I understand when it comes to talking about money or finances. Versus I could have still, without stating my credentials, just made that same verbal statement, and it would land as simply a man with an opinion. I think sometimes we have to be careful, and this is no knock on you, because I agree that you bring a lot of expertise to the conversation, but you can't backpedal off of it now when you may speak out of turn, because you present yourself as such, to now say, well, I am a woman.
Yeah, I'm not here to disagree.
Would you think that's fair?
Oh, look, no, I absolutely agree. But I do recall I said that I'm coming in with the intention can I offer a perspective on a more professional perspective in the panel? I actually asked. it's not that I would interfere or intrude any kind of wisdom unless it's received. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to
Respect.
learn.
We
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, I am. I know my core,
Okay.
and I really enjoy how I respect humanity and how I've grown through my own evolution, I suppose. So it's not me coming from like any damage or judgment or anything like that. I'm actually learning a lot being in this space from everyone. So I'm not here to disagree with anyone. I'm sorry that you misunderstood me. It wasn't my intention.
So are we a
Are
case
you?
study for you, or are you just in here to participate?
No. Let me say this, E.
Wow, this is
Really,
crazy.
I really respect you, Eric, Shakina, and even I know how he go, and Reginald, for the fact that you guys were able to have a decent conversation for the first time damn near in this whole 3-4 hours that we've been on here. And even though you may disagree, you guys were able to listen and have disagreement and able to have a very mature adult conversation. And the young lady even just expressed she learned some things and she willing to be. I really appreciate you guys. I wish you'd keep sound like you was gonna land. I don't want the argument, and I wanted Eric to come with his perspective of what he was saying. He was actually what you studying us. See, he was going in deep, and I appreciate that. I really like you guys' interaction. I just want to let you know that.
I've always studied human beings. I also have innate abilities. I'm a seer as well. It comes naturally to me. I have a great love for humanity. I've come from a lot of trauma, and I'm also very blessed to be able to have a fantastic ability to love people, regardless of where they've come from. I feel my intention, if I can share, is to really learn to come from a space that is kind, loving, compassionate, understanding, forgiving. And look, I'm human, so I'm always going to be challenged by it, but I don't study people like they're some kind of scientific project. No, that's not. That's quite offensive. I wouldn't.
No, why I said that was because it's been a couple of times people ask your insight or your
Right.
opinion on things, and you'll dodge that question or and say
No,
no, I'm not here for that. So that I see when I just asked you that this is how attention or to detail really matter in some people, because somebody was about to say, why would you ask her that, and then she sat there and said
no.
yes, it was some
Okay.
form of that. So
Right.
this is how I caught on to
Oh,
what was going
okay.
on, because you're
Okay. I
not giving us
apologize.
your
Yeah.
opinion.
No, I
You're giving us
apologize.
a
I
case
think that's
study.
maybe
Yeah.
one of my human flaws. Is I don't like to. I'm usually the one that listens. Do you know what I mean? And so I find that when I listen, I learn a lot. And I didn't realize that my personal input was going to be, I don't know. I didn't realize it was important. So I apologize. I didn't know that.
Can I just
Yeah.
give my input on a grassroots level?
Well,
Like
can
I
we
don't
let
have any profession and therapy. I
okay,
thought, hold on,
Urban
no.
Urban's been waiting and he's new to the
Okay, so
panel.
you don't want me
Let
to
Shorty
speak.
go first.
Go ahead.
She been waiting. Let her go first. Go ahead.
Urban, what's up, young man? Go ahead.
No. I won't. You know what I'm saying? Shorty been
No,
waiting.
I wasn't saying. I was telling the sister. I was just saying, what's up to my buddy? What's up, buddy?
Yo, famo, I got some dope shit for you, man. You know what I
Thank you.
mean?
Thank you.
You know what it be on. You know what I mean? But let Shorty kick it, man.
No, I just wanted to just get my input on because like we're critiquing Shekinah, right? Which I understand to a certain degree because she did give her whole professional background or whatever. So we're gonna hold her at a higher regard. I understand that to a certain extent. So I get it, right? But Eric, and I'm at a grassroots, so it's fair game, right? I have no, I'm grassroots. When you said we lied to you because we love you, and that was bypassed, the men didn't critique that. I didn't see anybody dissect that about we lie to you because we love you. Is that a character flaw? Like, and why wasn't that dissected in the way that this is being dissected with Shekinah? I think we're picking and choosing on what we choose to dissect and to go into. And I think it's unfortunate, but
So no.
Ben Ray, actually, I did.
did you dissect? What did you say? Like,
So
can you enlighten?
She was expecting a war. She wanted.
No. It wasn't a war. I just wanted.
Here's what I did.
I was waiting for that shit too. She came out with
I wanted you guys to expound on it. Not a war, but just to expound and break it down.
Don't mind me.
I didn't hear that. Like, if we can play the tape back, I didn't hear it. Y'all didn't
Hear it.
expound. Y'all
You're
didn't
right.
break it down. It was almost as like he glided through that, and no one challenged. Like, no one really put him to his feet to the fire with that. And this is what I find that I see oftentimes. It's the picking and choosing. And to me, that's why I find so many things disingenuous. Like, it's like, I don't know what to believe and what's genuine or not. Like, do we pick
let me
and
answer
choose
your
on what we
question.
decide to
I want to say this.
Ben Ray, you missed it. I'll tell you what I said and what I wrote. When he first said it, I said, wow, we got a baby boy going on. And I wrote in the chat, if you take a look, because it wasn't my turn to speak, so I wasn't going to be rude. I wrote, Jody to Yvette, I lied to you because I tell the truth, if you know the quote in the movie. But it wasn't my place to speak because I just spoke probably just prior. And so I waited for the rounds to come through. And by that time, the conversation had moved on.
Oops.
So it was just missed. So it was missed in thin air, and it was never addressed. When you got the opportunity to speak, it was never addressed. though. And this
Well,
is
no. I did address it again. I repeat. Maybe you didn't understand. It may not have been addressed the way you wanted it. Hang on, let me be clear. It may not have been addressed the way you wanted it, but it was addressed. You missed it. You said it. So you can't now legislate as to how I should have addressed it. What we have is a prompt that is being discussed and is going around robin. It's not about me nor centering a requirement on only men to even respond to it. But as you can see, absent to your knowledge, there was someone who addressed it, me. Now you want to measure as to the significance of it all?
You addressed it in the comments, but when you had the opportunity to speak, you decided to go back on what Shekinah stated. She hadn't stated.
Ma'am. What I choose to do is not the point.
You chose to go back on what she stated, and you didn't go back.
Yeah, let him finish. Let him finish. Let him cook.
Y'all gotta be balanced with this. It has to be balanced.
That brother been balanced and poised the whole night. I'm gonna have to do this mic.
The Libra scale right now.
I think you fail to realize I'm not the host. If I could legislate the whole panel the way I wanted to, then yes, I could deal with it.
Come on,
like any host, like any topic, like any time something goes on, for me to go back on something I wrote that could have been read, for people to not acknowledge what I said, there were 5 other people that went before I got a chance to speak that were silent. And your thought was, how come no man, which at the time I was the only man, let's be clear, I was the only man, none of your gender, your sister girls spoke to it against either. So it's not about what I didn't do. It's about what the likes of your own didn't do. And furthermore, you're missing what I did do.
Thank you,
See,
brother.
when we start giving empathy or grace to the fact of what is done, then you get more unity and support. But if you're only looking at it from your end of the magnifying glass or through the prism of your telescope as to what it should be or shouldn't be, then you fall disingenuous because we don't answer to you.
Well, Reginald, I would have really asked because I really felt like you're like to me, and this is no slight to you. I feel like you're balanced. I picked that up initially. And so when you had the opportunity to speak, Shekinah was not the last person to speak, but you began to recant what she said on a previous conversation and you grilled her. And I just don't understand why you didn't have that same level of accountability for
Did you
Eric
hear
because
So
anything
let
you
me
you
let
just
me
went
let me
said?
tell
back,
you what you
you
missed.
went
Let me tell
back
you what you
to
missed.
her and
First of
no, hold
all,
on, you went back to verbally speak, verbally, not put it down in the comments, but verbally speak to her on the panel. And we are on the panel. So what you do for one, you can do for the other. And I'm just
no,
saying that
Don't
if
that's
it's
tell
not
a
me
little bit
that's
off
not
anything.
exactly
balance,
how it works.
or
Nitpicking.
I don't
Let me
know,
be
that's
clear.
just my
Number
personal
one, you make
opinion.
You
an
don't
That's just
tell
my
assumption.
him what
personal
to
opinion.
First of
do.
all, let's back up. You
Wait,
make an
one at a
assumption.
time, one at a time. Otherwise,
Yes, I'm
nobody
the
can
only
be
one
heard.
speaking. Yes. So first of all, let's not make assumption, nor would you speak for Shekinah. She's right there. She was very clear in her communication with me that I did not grill her. She never used the word grill. So because once again you center yourself as for your opinion of my conversation one-on-one with her as being a grill is again disingenuous. I don't know
Well,
why
we
you're sending
saw it. We
yourself
all
around.
saw it. I mean, you
I'm
can
Listen,
call it what it
talking.
is,
Let
but
listen.
him
we all saw
finish.
You
what
don't like
happened.
the
Let
answer,
him
We
but the
all saw
finish.
what
reality is
happened.
that.
You
Stop
can't negate what
talking.
happened.
You need to stop talking.
So ultimately, I responded to Shekinah because that was the most recent comment. I stayed with the flow of the conversation. It was Eric, then her, and then Eric answered, and then I asked, could I ask her a question, speaking directly to what she recently said. That's it.
And for the record, I want to say that what TikTok allows us to do is once this live is over, within a certain amount of time, depending on your Wi-Fi and things like that, they allow you to download this feed, and
Sure
then
it does.
it shoots over to YouTube. So if anybody want to go critique themselves or see a
Turning
reflection
on
of
your
who you
Wi-Fi.
are on this panel, you can go over to YouTube and see these whole complete 4 episodes.
Right. And see what I
Put
said
it out
and
there.
see
Back
what I
and
wrote.
see it.
I'm
Please
finna
go
be
play it
so I'm
back
finna be
because
a
it's gonna
celebrity.
play
It
in real
goes. It
time.
okay. So today is whatever day it is, Sunday. It'll go up tomorrow at a certain time on YouTube, whichever they choose to render. Then it'll be on my YouTube. My everything that's dealing with me is called the Bigger Play. Whoever wants to know, you can find it anywhere. The Bigger Play on YouTube, the Bigger Play everywhere.
Yo, Reg, I got a question for you, Reg.
You can see these lives. And go ahead, bro.
Yes, sir, man.
Yo, Famo, can I turn you into AI or something, brother? Word the mother, man. I got great linguistics, but you know what I mean? You have slightly better patience than I do, and I got great patience. But that you know what I mean? And you pay attention to detail. You know what I'm saying? People fail to realize detail. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, man. Yo.
Part of it is I don't center myself around the idea of making it personal or emotional.
Of course, I
Yeah,
could do
I am
that.
I am very analytical. I'm very logical.
Brother,
So I take
you and
my
I
time in
both.
listening. I want to be correct. I want to be understood.
And
So
concise.
I'm very precise with the word choice. So that's why I'm a wordsmith in some respect, but at the same time, I want to make sure I clearly understand the words people are using because sometimes we use the wrong word meaning something
Right.
and there's intent. And I have to legislate between intent versus what was actually said. And so I will follow back up with the question.
Yo, fam, you ever saw Heathcliff back in the day?
Heathcliff. I don't think so.
The
I
cat.
You
remember
saw the
Heathcliff.
cartoon?
I
Oh,
remember.
the cartoon. I know. Man,
Oh
you were
man,
way
not
back.
Huxtable, not Huxtable. Yo, you are son with the headphones, Wordsworth.
Oh, word.
I'll give him that. Definitely.
Well,
But yeah, man. Yo, just jumping in.
listen,
That's why I let Shorty go. I let
listen.
Shorty go. I'm like, go ahead. It's on you.
It's
I'm good for
Oh,
right
healthy
now.
debate, like the host said.
Is it possible just to land on what was shared?
I think he pretty landed already. I really would like everybody to speak, but Urban hasn't spoken.
This was the whole
Oh,
airport.
I would like
We're
you guys.
listening, Urban.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you. And I didn't feel threatened by anything that was said. I just wanted to say, yeah, No, and I really feel that these kind of discussions are really important. And I also do feel very deeply and like to kind of respect everyone's opinions and reflections and perspectives. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm really, I feel like I'm leaving with a bit more wisdom. And yeah, so thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so we like your insight and your interaction with the panel. So we would like to have you back. We're gonna be here every day at 5 and every day at 9. Give or take the time just based on how they download the things. But we appreciate it. You come back sometime.
Yes, thank you very much. I'd love to hear your words.
And I'll try and use a bit more personal touch next time, huh?
Appreciate it. Thank you, sister.
Very
Okay.
Have a great morning, Shekinah. Great chatting.
Much love. Bye.
Okay.
Would you guys mind if I pitched in here?
Yes, ma'am. After you, we'll let Urban speak and then Ola. Go ahead, sister.
All right. I actually let Urban go first because he was here. He's been waiting a long time, so let him go first. His feelings are valid. His words are valid, so let him go ahead before me.
All right.
I think mine is me. I'm beating the grass a little bit easier. You know what I mean? I'm bringing it down to a real epidermic level. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with people under the skin. Coming from a non-cheater, believe it or not, coming from a non-cheater, can you forgive someone for cheating? No, I am not dealing with somebody who cries on another man's dick. It's beyond me. Coming from a non-cheater.
We gotta be careful with that word. You gotta say
No, it's okay. Let him speak. He's okay.
But for his purpose,
it's not okay. He has to
right?
abbreviate.
I am not dealing with somebody who's been made crying on another man's Johnson. Nah, for real.
I hear you.
Because if you think about it, think about everything you physically poured into a woman, emotionally, financially, spiritually, and lovingly. She steps out and she's crying with those thrashes. And then she comes back to you saying, oh, I wasn't thinking. It didn't mean anything. It's this, it's that. Are you crazy? You think I'm supposed to take you back? Hell no. For what? He did the same thing I do to you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's there's a lot to unpack right there. But, you know, I'm gift wrapping it and sending it back to the mama house or wherever she came from. Dig what I'm saying?
I dig it.
So, you know, like a shovel. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
That's my boy.
That's straightforward terms. It doesn't matter the reason. It doesn't matter the what made her step out. You know what I mean? If she chose you, then she chose to deal with somebody else too. Because as men, we get chose. We don't force women to do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
You think it's possible to forgive a brother and then she just don't have access to you no more? Or you don't consider okay, I don't wanna finish that statement. I just want to ask you that question. Is it possible to truly forgive her and she don't have access to you no more? Is that possible?
That's a great question, actually, because I've been there. You dig? Well, I'm gonna give you from a personal experience. I was dealing with a young lady. This is probably early millennium, right? And I was considering on marrying this chick, right? She steps out and got pregnant from her first boyfriend. Asked her why. She can't give me a reason. You know what I'm saying? And so I made her sit down and tell me every specific detail. I wanted details. And the reason why, as she's telling me everything, right? And I'm sitting there putting it in the sky, trying to not even trying to understand.
This the old urban. This not the urban I know. This the old urban, right?
Yo, no, urban is urban. listen, I'm like a dodecahedron. I am
got
a
you.
multiple of many sides that still make a sphere.
I'm messing with you. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm with you, famo. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the reason why I did that. Every detail she gave me, she started crying more and more and more and more. And she asked me, why did I do that? Because I want you to understand what you lost. And that blew her up. I gathered my belongings, I got up, and I left.
Did you forgive her?
No.
Still to this day?
No. No, I could be cordial. You know what I mean? I could be cordial. I could even, I don't want to say a friend with you, but I could be your acquaintance after that.
Why you feel you haven't forgiven her?
Nah, because, you know, you didn't have to do it. It was a choice. You chose to do that. You know what I mean? Now, if it was by force, then that would be a whole nother story.
You believe in redemption?
In other words, taking accountability for your actions.
Well, yeah, I had to force her to do that.
Do you believe in redemption?
You better go see Thoth or Osiris or Isis or something for redemption.
So God forgives and Urban don't?
There's levels to it, brother. There's levels to it, man. Like, you know, my heart, I try to keep my heart as pure as hell. Well, excuse me, that's a bad analogy. I try to keep my heart as pure as I can be, man. Yeah, I could deal with ignorance, but I could also get out of it. But I do not forsake others. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, that is a problem that I have with some females, because when they hear me, see me talk, you know what I mean? See the way I dress, they still think I'm one of them cats on the street. Yeah, I am. But you know what I mean? A brother super intelligent that does super intelligent things, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they cannot, and it's hard. A lot of females don't have, like what the brother said, that balance. A lot of these chicks out here, to use the brother, a lot of chicks out here are not like Reg. You know what I'm saying? How?
Urban, do you mind if I cut through here? Because I actually have some answers for you.
Hold on. I got you right now. So it's like, you know,
we're gonna let you sisters speak as soon as the brother lands.
You know,
no, I'm listening.
You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that you cannot forgive, especially if you didn't have to and it was your personal choice. And I asked her why, and she couldn't give me a legit reason. And it's not like I wasn't being the best man I could be. You know what I'm saying? I brought her to meet my mother. I used to work in the barbershop. She used to sit and wait on me and read a book till I was done. And then we went to go do what we had to go do. You know what I mean? Where now? Bought her roses randomly because that was her name. You dig what I'm saying? So through all the nice and loving things that I did, you still chose to go out of bounds. Now you got to get hit with the yellow flag. Penalty, 20 yard. You know what I mean? No first down. Repeat, fourth down. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, love.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, so let me start from the beginning, because this make a lot of sense if I start from the beginning. So me and my husband both made mistakes. This is before we were married. Unfortunately, we both came from toxic situations, both of us. He had an ex who threw him in jail just for bitter situations, even slept with a cop. That's how bad it went. To get back at him for stupid shit. Of course, every couple thing. And I was in a bad place because I found out I was infertile. And my first time, unfortunately, you know, I know you guys are strangers, but I was raped. So I ended up pregnant. I lost a child. And I was going through a lot as a person.
Olivia, you have to say graped. You can't say those words.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like I said, this is my first time, so excuse me.
No worries.
But unfortunately, I was in a bad situation too. We're two people that met at bad times, and we were both going through a lot. He cheated, I cheated. That, like I said, this is before we were married, and we both confronted each other with what we each did. Because I said, I ended up being pregnant. Thank God I was, because I was going through a lot, and he was like, oh, you went out of our relationship, you were with somebody else. I said, yes, I take accountability for that. There's nothing I can make up for the past, but you can rewrite the future. And I promise, and as long as you promise, we both promise, we could grow as people, and we could show each other we could be loyal to each.
Well, dang.
No, can I go?
I don't think she was through, but I think she got in the matrix. Go ahead, Sister Ola.
Believe that you can.
Um,
So,
Could you repeat a little bit of what you said because you
as
got
a
cut off?
person, I have to be willing to change. I have to be, like I said, I had a whole bunch of toxic people around me. I got rid of them like nothing, because I knew they were bad for me, my relationship, my kids that were coming in the future. And we both decided, I was like, listen, I did this. I apologize. I'm sorry. I can't make up for the past, but if you give me a chance, I could change the future. But that was his choice as well. I said, listen, this is what I did. You can accept it or you can't. That's understandable. Because of the amount of pain I gave you and you gave me, we could choose to continue this or not. Like, we both sat down, we talked. It's about choosing to put faith in somebody and to put trust in them. And he chose to do that with me. I chose to do that with him. And 9 years later, we've been married for 5, and we're still together. Because I was willing to commit, and so was he. Even after we got married and everything, we're willing to make changes as ourselves, getting out of different toxic situations. Everybody's backstory is different. But me and him, it's all about the other person willing to accept the choice that, like, okay, I'll accept that you had this background. Let's change this. But if somebody's not willing to accept it, that's okay too. Because you don't want, like, halfway through the relationship, you can't trust them and you're like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. And that's not okay either.
okay.
And no, you want to say something, honey? It's okay. If you want to pitch in, it's okay.
You don't? Okay. So my thing is, can you forgive someone? Okay. First of all, it's gonna be a cheat. I don't think I'm gonna attract a cheat, because one thing is this: if it is one thing, of course, because we growing up, I mean, one person that will never lie to me is my father. We are, my father will tell you, because this man cheats, you want to leave him, guess what? The next person you're meeting is an animal. Guess what happens to you next? Oh, that one is an animal, you drop him. And then the next one after that one is a brutal person. Then you will now start appreciating the first one. So you better know the reality of life, that people will hurt you. Yes, yes, they will hurt you so badly. People will disappoint you. You will disappoint your parents. So we grow up learning how things, it's something we have been taught growing up, to the extent that when we fall down, nobody pick us up. My father will tell you, when they fall, don't pick them up. Let them get up by themselves, so that in the future, because the life is not fair. So all these things we know. And then I know from the background I come from, my father said, one woman is not okay for one man. It's not going to be okay. Who is going to take care of the rest of the ladies outside? What's going to happen? I think one man has to hold on to 2, 3 women. So I know this. So I'm not living in watching Cinderella, living happy after. That thing is just doctrine. It's doctrine. If you read very well, if you just type down, research very well, go and search very well. Many of these pastors, they did not marry one person. They have one wife and 100 concubines. So How do you think it's happened? Because the thing is, men and women, we are not equal. I know that. When it comes to energy, I myself, I know. Do you know, I've been married for how many years now? I know I cannot match the energy of my husband. I just tried little when it comes to intercourse. Uh, I don't match it all. And it has happened to me. He has cheated one time before. But the thing is this, he's a very, he has all this, he's a black American, so all this belief of, oh, my wife and me, well, I'm good with it if that is what you want. But if you want to marry a woman, I'm open for it. But you cannot be sleeping with different women. That's not going to work. You want a wife, bring her home. Just bring her and marry her. Don't sleep with this one today, then tomorrow. That's very dangerous for me as well. You see, so we grow up knowing all this. So it's not like lying, or you're like, oh, me and my husband. So you want somebody. See, one thing is, some women, they are, I mean, they know the truth. But guess what? They're living in a bubble, believing that man is going to be for you for the rest of your life. If he is truthful, no problem. But guess what? When it comes to age, the age, my father lived a very longer life, 112. When my mother was 60 years, she cannot. She cannot. And this man still have a lot of energy in him. Think about it. What do you think is going to happen?
I
So
could
you
forgive a
see,
woman for cheating on me, but I know how
I
to
mean,
move
for
her.
me,
so,
as long as you're
You see what
honest
I'm
from the
saying?
get go, like
so
if you
the
sit down and
honesty
talk to each
is
other.
there. The
Wait.
honesty is there. It
Let the
shouldn't.
brother speak. The brother haven't spoken. You
Like,
let the brother speak, and then we bring
like,
it
like,
back.
like I could forgive you for cheating on me, right? But best believe I ain't gonna love you no more. Like I could keep on sleeping with you, but I'm gonna disconnect that love from you.
That's true too.
Be- Because it's
No,
like,
that is true. I felt that from my husband too. In the very
Mhm.
beginning, when all that was going on, I felt that too. But
No,
it's
but
all
that's
about
forever though.
commitment and honesty and loyalty that you
Yeah.
show them,
Mhm.
and the other person shows you that too. That you work on
Bec-
that together if
Because
you choose to.
another thing is,
Yeah,
if
but hold on. Let me talk though, real
Let him
quick.
finish.
Right?
Okay.
Like I could be with you, but I ain't gonna love you anymore. You see, and that's where a lot of women fail to realize because it's like, I could respect you more if you keep it honest with me. And from the jump, a woman knows already if she just wants to be sleeping with you. Like a man knows automatically if he only wants to be using you for sex. That's it. If I desire to make you my wife one day, then I know how to treat you accordingly. But that depends on how you show me that, you carry yourself.
That's true. I can
If
agree
you're
with
over
that
here
100%.
and doing girls' trips, if you're going out to the clubs all night long,
She
mm,
just slide.
you see what I'm saying? Like a lot of women need to realize that your
Just
actions,
slide, bro.
you know,
But we see
it's
that
like
every
I don't know what
weekend.
all that means, but I'm from a different, generation, and I don't use words like that.
Hey,
So
I'm
like
from a
I
different
just keep it
generation too,
straight up.
man. It is what it is at the end of the
It's
day.
okay. Speak from the heart. Don't mind filters. Speak from the
that's it,
heart. Whatever words
women
come to
cheat
your
with
mind, speak them.
emotion. Because for a woman to see, I mean, sleep with a man, her
Ola, wait.
emotion is attached to it.
Ola, wait. Let Miami finish. Hold on.
Not because I've been with married women. I've been with women that done cheated on their baby daddies with me. And I didn't know. Eventually, I ended up finding out. And I already knew how to treat them. I was like, I can never make you my lady for real. It is what it is. And they will always be like, oh, I love you. And I'm like, yeah, I got love for you too, but I can't say that I love you. At one point, I almost did say I loved you.
Phew.
You know.
Before you found out.
hmm
There's that thin line between love and hate, man. I'm telling you.
And no, but I ain't gonna hate you. Like I just know that you can never be my lady though.
At
Oh my
all.
God.
It's the hate of the actions. It's not really hate.
No,
It's hate
it's
of
it's
what
not
you
hate.
did.
It's just disappointment.
Yeah, I guess that's the proper word you use. Disappointment.
hmm
Man, listen.
But if I continues as my story, it'd be great because, like I said, it's got a huge life lesson behind it, and like I said, it's all about if you're honest and upfront about it, and the person chooses, okay, we can fix this, or if not, it's all about the person. If they're willing to forgive you, if they're willing to move past, great. If not, that's okay too. That's okay to not move past it because it's a very despicable act. Man or woman, is a despicable act. It's whether people like to see it or not, you're intentionally hurting somebody. Like, not just physically, but emotionally as well. And that's something me and my husband now had to get past. We had to communicate and be honest with each other. Like, listen, these are the details. You can move past it or not, but that's okay. And we chose to move past it. We chose to work together, talk about our feelings,
So the
talk
thing
about
is,
what
it's
we
easy
did.
for men, I mean, for lady to say yes, but for men to forget when you go out, they think about it. I'm telling you, for women, I don't know the logic around it because for somebody like me, I don't think I can ever even lay beside another man if it is not my husband. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Yeah, I really don't
You
think
got a
so.
point, man.
Let
Because
me let me add something to this that we haven't broached on when it comes to cheating. So forgiveness, as we know, and we've probably heard, it's not for them, it's for ourselves, right? But how many people realize or may not have considered the fact that the person that cheated is the person in pain, the person who has a low self-esteem, the person who
That's
feels
exactly what it is.
unfulfilled.
100%. There's no lie
So
behind it. That's exactly what it is.
thanks, Olivia. I definitely agree. So my point I'm saying this is because oftentimes as the person who's been cheated on, we sense that they've done something above and beyond as if like we are the victim. Knows what I said. The
Reg, can let me ask you a
victim,
question? I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, so the victim is the lack thereof in himself or herself by cheating. And so you have two wounded people, hurt people, hurt people. And so without that forgiveness, you only hurting yourself now. Doesn't mean you got to stay, but it means you're hurting yourself if you don't give that forgiveness. Go ahead, brother.
All right, check this out. All right, now, and I'm taking what you're saying into an account, right? Now, in my situation that I just disclosed, right? Now, is it like I could understand in certain situations or certain scenarios what you're saying is correct, right? But to me, some women are just gullible. They can hear all type of smooth and silky words and hey, because I've done it. I've talked chicks right out there, you know what I'm saying, their drawers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it happens. It happens. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how much education a female has, how bad her body is, how good, sweet, or whatever type of woman she is. Listen, if you got that gift of gab, listen. As the Spanish people say, baja la panty. You dig what I'm saying?
That's that's part of the problem. And what?
Whoa,
Okay,
whoa, whoa. Hold on. Let me finish, man.
okay, go ahead.
Parlay for a minute. But it's just real. It's just that real. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of women fail to realize that they don't go through things like men where you stand up in front of a mirror 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, and you practicing how to talk to a female. There's a lot of stuff we have to do in order to get a female's attention, to get the female's attention, and then maintain that attention. Besides dates and conversations and quality time. So that's an investment. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry to say, a lot of females out here aren't tax deductible, man, because we don't get that time back. And when another man happens, you know what I'm saying, happens to get the female that you're with, hey, Maybe she just wasn't yours. It was just your turn or not your turn. You dig what I'm saying? Because mind you, if you know what I mean, from what I'm saying, like a lot of females don't get that. And they always think sometimes, it's the man, or the man didn't do this, the man didn't do that, such and such. Nah, some chicks are just gullible based on their past experiences. And men see this as weakness and attack it. Why? Because we're hunters.
So
You know
look,
what I'm saying?
let's look at the glass half full, right?
Okay.
What you're essentially saying is, ladies, you can't fight temptation. You should flee, right? From a biblical standpoint. And so
Yo, go ahead, remix it, boy. Go ahead.
you must be honest about knowing your weakness. When you say you know yourself, when you go into a relationship, you need to be honest about your weakness. And if he is the man, and I'm speaking in marriage, to be your covering, then you should be choosing or accepting the man who's able to fulfill that weakness of yours. So that way you're not left to succumb to the streets, so to speak, that will speak those words or laugh you out of your drawers or, finesse you in whatever way monetarily.
Be a work husband.
Yeah, that's what I'm going.
You know what I mean?
So, ladies, it's kikiing and fun and games until you find yourself too far away from Adam, eating from a tree, listening to a serpent.
Straight up. And
this is where I think, ladies, you got to understand your power and not give it away. I mean, real talk here.
I preach all the time, and it comes with, again, knowing who you are and doing the self work. Of course, who can't trick a woman that's already broken? She's fiending for the next fix.
Well, I'm not even talking about the broken.
She's fiending for the next fix.
Right, but I'm not even talking about the broken.
Patching up a wound. Hear me out. Because I mean, this is what I tell my like when we understand, we as women are powerful to the point that we don't even realize it, and it's almost as if you're feeding your pearls to swine. Like women are just they're gullible, like you said, and that's at our detriment. But not all women are like that, because when you have encountered a woman who have evolved and done the work, I don't care what the swag and the gift of gab that you come with, she's gonna see through you so clearly when she's whole within herself. It, like, you're not gonna be able to deceive a person who's whole within themselves, and that's what I advocate towards: wholeness within self, healing, doing the work, because this is what we find that's happening. Broken people, unhealed people, bleeding on one another. And it's unfortunate, but hey, it's the either you're the prey or you're the predator. And
that's life.
And that's life, right? Right, exactly.
But at the same, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about that with our women. Like, don't be so gullible.
Yeah, but I thought y'all mature faster than men.
But see, women fall for potential a lot. Like, some women just, I was there once. If I be transparent, yeah, a lot of women fall for potential. They like, it's almost like they're trying to. They see the potential in someone, right? And let's say that person isn't there yet. I'm not saying for everybody, though. Now, I don't want to project on everybody, and that this is the case scenario for everyone. But I'm saying, for the most part, women are more gullible. Like you said, gullible. They're gullible.
Yeah, and that's the reason why shit happens to them the way it does.
They fall for potential. They don't they get so caught up in the fairy tale. And I advocate do not fall for potential, especially if you're in your middle age. Like, are you serious? Okay, if you're young, you're starting out, you've graduated from high school, you guys are going to college, you guys are building and trying to explore life. Okay, you guys are building together. I get that. But when you get to a certain age, you mean to tell me y'all still out here falling for potential? Really?
Listen, man.
You either have it or you don't.
It's not even that.
That's it.
It's not
Okay,
even
so
that.
V-Ray, here's the challenge when you say don't fall for potential.
I was trying to follow her, but I couldn't follow her. Maybe you followed her, Reg. Let me follow you.
This is good. Listen.
I need that button you got saying, Cap.
Big Cap.
You're trying, right.
Well, she went now, Reg. Come on.
Oh, man. I'm trying to start at the back. Let me take it from this angle. Okay. I work my way forward. I'm from the end backwards. Okay. Women, your best strength is your supportiveness and your nurturing. So there is no loss in your role and power. That potential is the gift that you can work with if you know how to be supportive. It's the woman that doesn't have the supportive gift because she's been more of an independent, unilateral thinker or mover and doer that can't identify them, that quite frankly aren't chosen, because remember, men choose women, women accept men. Unless women start going out and pursuing the man, she is only as good as the options that's rendered to her. In other words, that inbox of numbers of quantity, but no quality, has no merit, because you're only looking for the right one and he hasn't come. Unless you have the discernment to recognize when he does come, this is when you see the potential in him to be aligned with him and give over yourself to his leadership. Unless you don't want a leader, then you should be looking for the beta male or the more male who's willing to be under the guise of yours.
What I mean about not falling for potential, I'm talking about the Ray Rays. I'm talking about the Pookies and the Ray Rays.
Well,
the Pookies and the Ray Rays don't matter. Listen, nobody's looking at. But you're picking an outlier.
You're picking not arrived, and
nobody looks at Pookie and says, "Oh, I see potential."
Don't twist my words. I'm not.
You said Pookie.
This is not rocket science.
You see, Reg? I told you.
Nobody looks at Pookie.
No, hear me out, because I think it's becoming to be disingenuous, or I feel like, are you guys are you been on misunderstanding? What I'm saying is this, right? What? For a person that are like, let's say, like I said, if you're younger, okay, that's different.
That doesn't matter.
When you're middle, like when you are, let's say your early 30s or up, like, okay, then it's time to get serious. Like you guys say it all the time. Like, why would a woman of a whole woman or wholesome woman fall for a Pookie or Ray Ray?
Because they got that gifted
and Ray Rays. Hold on. When I say don't fall for the potential, I don't care what she may envision. Like, this is the thing, right? That man has had the same amount of time that woman has had in their middle age to do something with their life.
Speaking,
if you find that man in his middle 40s, he has no pot to piss in or the window to throw it out of.
I have one question.
You should not, as a middle-aged woman, having done the work, having done the work as a middle-aged woman. And this man is a middle-aged man, and he has not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And here you are in your middle-aged 40s, and you're looking at this man who's in his middle-aged 40s and 50s, and he has no foundation to stand on. And you mean to tell me we supposed to look at that man and just as a potential and put all our eggs and like we supposed to like submit to him? Are you serious? Like,
No,
this is
you're
what I'm
Let me
saying.
tell you.
He has
Well, you
to.
asked the
Can I
He
say
question.
has to
something?
Hang
show
on.
himself approved. He has
Let me
to.
just say something,
He
then I'll
has
be
to
done.
do
But
things.
if here's the thing
Do
is
you
if you don't
misquoted?
if you don't allow
If y'all
yourself to
wanna,
speak.
if
Let
y'all
me
wanna
just
turn
say,
this, go ahead
let
and
me
turn it.
just say
It's
this.
simple. It's
Let
layman
me just
terms.
say,
But if y'all wanna
Listen.
turn
It
it,
is.
turn it.
It
We're
is.
not turning
I'll
anything.
say this.
I
I'll
just got
say
one
this.
question. If
no,
she's in
wait
her
a minute.
middle age,
Hold on.
oh, I
So
see an hand
Reginald's
waving.
gonna speak, and then Cena's gonna speak, and then Trinity.
Thank you.
So
Some
can
sort of order. Go ahead,
okay,
bro.
okay. So can I speak? Okay. So the thing is this. I mean,
No, no, no,
first of
no,
all,
no, no, no. Reginald's gonna speak. Cena's gonna speak, and then Trinity, and then Aura. So there's two new people that came in. So Reginald's responding because V Ray was talking to him, but then Cena came in first, and then Trinity, and then Ola. You can go right after Trinity.
So, V-Ray, you got two middle-aged people, and you're telling her not to look for potential in the man. We're going to take out the outliers. We know Pookie has no potential, so that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the guy who I'm deeming, what you say, no potential. He hasn't arrived at the level that she is at. Is that fair? Before I keep going.
That's not fair. See, you're changing the
Okay. Okay.
narrative. I just
Okay.
clearly said I'm talking about the Pookies and Ray Rays, but you
Okay.
want to
Got you. Okay. Then I'll
eliminate
go
the
with the
Pookies
Pookie and
and
Ray
Ray
Ray.
Rays and
Okay.
think I'm
Thank
talking
you.
about somebody else
Okay, I'll
just
go
for the
with the.
sake of the
Listen,
argument.
I
Just
will
for
go
the
with the
sake of
Pookie and Ray
arguing with
Ray.
me.
I got
You
it.
are
I got it,
disingenuous at
ma'am.
this
I got
point.
it. I'll go with the Pookie
This
and
is
Ray.
crazy.
V
It
This is
Ray,
shouldn't be
not
this
crazy.
hard.
Don't flee. We're having a great conversation. What I'm saying is that if she is doing it alone by herself and she runs into a Pookie or Ray Ray, the thing that she has to say to herself is, in the potential, is that is he taking her or is he a negative to her growth? Because if he's doing, let's say, 25% of what she's doing, that's a 25% discount to her life. At the end of the day, I've never met a woman who doesn't like a discount. The only thing that she's got to do from a business decision standpoint is to say to herself, how much does she value relationship? How much does she value legacy? Because we know that when it comes to legacy, especially if she's already a mom, that it's better to have two raise a family than one. How much does it call generational wealth? The odds are better when it's two versus one. If he isn't financially astute, does he have the capacity? Because you've already been doing it on your own, this part, so you're probably skilled with independence and leadership because men and women both have masculine and feminine traits. Can he be the helper in the world of, guess what? You can be the boss financially. He can be the nurturer maturely in the household. If that saves daycare for you, depending on the age of the child, if that saves labor, not going to get a plumber or going someone outside the household, find out what he can bring to make the union better. Because at the end of the day, there's a list of things that have to be accomplished, and you doing them all by yourself, the more he takes off the plate, the more he can be of value to the union
So
for
we're
the
dressing
ultimate
up. So
goal.
we're dressing up the Pookie and the Ray Ray. We are
No, we're not
dressing them
dressing it
up.
up.
We're
We're
dressing them
no.
saying
up.
use your
Like,
discernment. We're
this
not
is
dressing them
crazy.
up. We're saying use your discernment to find out what he
Oh
has.
my
Because remember,
god.
you have to accept him. You're not pursuing him. You have to choose to
Right.
accept him.
No,
You're
nope,
basically
nope, nope,
saying
nope,
he has
nope,
either
nope.
some
That's where you get it
value
wrong. I
Okay,
or
don't have
no
to do
value.
anything. I don't have to accept it. I don't have to accept
Ray,
nothing.
time out.
No, I didn't say you have to accept
No, I
him.
don't.
I'm
You said
saying
I have to
as a
accept.
woman,
No, I
I
don't.
said
I
as a
don't.
Does
woman,
nobody
you
hear
have
me
the
speak?
option to
You're
accept.
wrong. Absolutely
Just wait a
wrong.
minute, because you guys are getting into a back and forth, and there's somebody else on the panel that's new, and we
Oh
have to be
yes.
respectful of the fact that it's getting late for the host. He's on a different time zone, so we're
Oh,
gonna let Cena speak, and then we're gonna let Ola speak, and then we're gonna give it back to the host. Please do not be long-winded because it is getting late for the host. So I want everyone to say their piece. So Cena, and then Ola, and then give it back to the host, please.
Hello.
And if y'all got time, let me get in.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just wanted to get that just answer the question, can you forgive someone who's cheating? And it's gonna depends, right? For me, it's like I cannot compare myself to a man, right? Men are more, let's say, like men cheat with physical attraction, but us women we cheat with emotion, right? So when a man cheats, right, it does not mean that he doesn't love you. That means he's lacking for something, right? So for me, it's like if you are in a house with a man, let's say you live with a man, you are married, and you do everything that you're supposed to do, the man is at peace. Like he comes home, everything is clean, everything, like you give him everything. There's no reason for him to go out and cheat. So we women, we cannot compare. Like, yes, I will forgive someone, I will forgive my man to cheat, but if it's a habit, it's gonna be a no. But if he cheats, let's say one or twice, because we had an argument, or I was not doing what I was supposed to do, it's about sexting, I will not give him no sex. Yes. Men go out there because there's lacking for something.
Tina, not to
This
interrupt you. You can't. You have to say smacks. You
Oh,
can't say
okay,
that.
okay. I'm sorry. Like this is my first time coming
Right.
on live, so
Go ahead.
so this is just it was just my input. Like I know like people come here and say like, oh, maybe they will not forgive, whatever. And people have forgive a lot of people. Like even most women, us women, we know our men cheats. Let's be honest. They cheat, but we still with them. Why you still with them? Because you forgive them. You don't tell them directly they forgive them. But the moment you find out your man cheats and you still with him, you already forgive him. So for me, it's like I'm not gonna say like cheating is okay, but I will say like we have to understand women are place too. You know, if you're a woman, a man comes and chooses you. He chooses you because he finds something in you. So what he finds in you, keep it up. If you trying to back up, that's when he goes out there and do what he needs to do. If your man truly loved you, you give him everything that he needs, there's no reason for him to be out there and cheat. So for me, if I would forgive cheating, yes, I would. But if it's an habit, no, I will not. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, go ahead, Ola.
So I'm just gonna support what the brother down said about, just like what I said, cheating. Yes, it has happened to me one time, and I get why it happens because I was going to school in UK, and I was away from my husband for 1 year and 6 months, and I didn't even know. He told me himself. Did I forgive him? Yes. And then to the sister, oh, she left because I really want to say something to her because she was like, oh, you guys are trot cookies and riri. She don't even know what it takes to be a wife. She don't even have what it takes because I keep saying when you're coming to be a wife and then we ask you, can you cook? Oh, my mama did not tell me how to cook. My mama did not tell me how to sweep. And you don't have all those things. And then you want a protector and a provider. And you're coming with just your private part alone. See, being married, that comes with compromising. You are going to compromise. Things you will never take on a good day. You will take it because when this happens to me, I look at my son. It's not about me now. This thing happened 15 years ago. If I have listened to the advice, the stupid advice that they were giving, I will be having two father with three baby. Then maybe God knows the next person I'm gonna meet. Maybe it's gonna be a very big predator. But I sit down and then I have a sister. She said, "Let me tell you, things happen. How do you find out?" He told him himself, so you respect you. He's not a cheater. I think how can you leave your husband for 1 year and 6 months? It's not something that I know, but I'm in school, blah, 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 blah. And guess what today? It's just that, and that was it. It's not an habit. So sometimes people just fell off the line. But you said you don't want to forgive, and then you don't look at your children because when you're making decision, it's not about you. You have to look at the children and do the best interest of children because I really don't want my son not to be raised with the other father, because I know this man is a very good man. So tell me, who's another? Okay, if I now go and marry another person and that one become another cheater, I'm going to have another child. Then the next one, and then I'm going to have 3 or 4 baby father with. Come on, I'm not dropping all those stupid DNA on my body. Not doing that. So one thing is this: we learn from it. We come together. For me, can I cheat? Hell no. Hell no, I'm not cheating. Hell no. So they are attracting cookies and riri. Look at it. Sometimes, man, this man might not even come in with something. You might even be the better half. And many of these ladies that are speaking, they don't even have any intellectual thinking at all. They don't have nothing that they want to add up to this man. This man is the one doing everything. Everything. Sometimes today, it was even funny how I see somebody saying, my mama did not tell me that I'm supposed to cook. I don't even know how to cook. How come you don't know how to cook and you are going to your husband's house? What are you going there to do? Tell me. So you don't have all the equipment, and that conversation has nothing to do with you. First of all, you need to go back home, go and learn how to become a wife, learn how you can take care of this man before you start saying, if he do this, because first of all, if you do something, he can do it. Because when he look at you, the only thing is on the bed. Apart from the bed, what else are you useful for? I'm not going to be stressed now and then tell you what I'm going through. You cannot brainstorm with me on the table. Let's have intellectual on how to make money, on how the family can actually generate wealth, how we can move from A to B. You don't have the intellectual. And men don't, it's not about that down there alone. You must come with wisdom. You must come with a lot of things. This basic thing, cleaning and cooking, you don't have it. And then you are talking about this conversation. You guys, I mean, many of them, they do did a lot of talking, but there's nothing they have. Because when I look at these people, I cannot be submissive. And then what are you coming to do in a marriage? So stay in your father's house and be single and be independent, and then be crying with your pillow and be warming every bed. And you see somebody saying she just wants a man for every week. Think about it. How can we have people like that in the society? A man for every week like a toy. And I say, go and take your brother, one of your family members, to be the toy. Because it's not making no sense.
So yo,
Thank
honestly,
you all. Wait. Well, wait.
Yo,
We're gonna give the floor to the host.
No,
I know Eric.
I'm good. I'm inboxing you, sister. Eric and Urban, they can go. Thank you so much, Mella.
so yo, you know what I mean? Like, listen, man. If a person cheats, listen, woman cheat, it's really a choice, man. You know what I mean? Nobody's forcing them to, you know what I'm saying, to bring down their undergarments, man. You feel what I'm saying? It's a willing and testament to themselves. You feel me? And it's like, you know, if a man, like, and trying to use somewhat of an example, like, you know what I'm saying, like Ola, like if a man's doing everything for you and you still choose, you know what I'm saying, to dip outside, yo, I'm gonna toss you just right in the rubbish bin, man. There's no reason to forgive, just to forget. You know what I mean? Time spent, time earned, time lost. You know what I mean? Again, that's just how life is, man, you know, and you know, and speak about like what, you know what I'm saying, Reg was talking about, you know what I'm saying, in terms of potentials. Life is a potential, you know? You could have a Pookie or Ray Ray, you know what I'm saying, big up themselves and be that dude. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're a type of woman that generally sees that potential and takes that chance, listen, you took that chance. 50% of it's going to be good. Maybe 50% of it's not. But at least you took that chance for you to find out for yourself. But don't get mad at the next brother for the decisions that you made as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because, yo, there's tendencies at times that I'm still that Pookie and Ray Ray. And then then I go off and try to build some exuberant shit. Dig what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, a lot of people have potential. Even females have potential. But, you know, it's all about the shake of the calamity cubes, and whatever come out, come out. You got to deal with it as is. You know, it's just like how I tell my girls, man, like, you know, and I've been telling them this from young, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes a man needs a woman to be the best he could be. Sometimes a man really doesn't. You know, it's what you bring out of him. It's what you choose to bring out of him. You have to foresee that. And if you choose to, you know what I mean, take that chance, then fine. You know what I mean? But don't get mad at your decision if it doesn't go the way that you thought it was. You know what I mean? One of my daughters about to be 34, man. Dig what I'm saying? And she's good. You know, my other one's about to be 29 and she's good. Yeah, they made their life decisions, but at the same time, they're still, you know what I'm saying? They still don't hold another man accountable for something that, a mishap of what a brother, you know what I'm saying, the man previously done. You know what I mean? I tell them, yo, I don't tolerate cheating. If you do, that's your business, but understand there's repercussions that come with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's whatever, man. You know, just try to be try to make the best decisions that you can make. You know, from influences from me, their mother, life, friends. You got to know when to say when, like Anheuser-Busch, man. You know, that's all.
Can I respond to Ola? Ola, you you have
It's
a
my
miss.
turn. It's my turn. It's my turn. It's my
Okay,
After E,
turn.
I'm
my
sorry,
bad.
brother. Come on, brother. Come on,
It's
brother.
my
Come on, brother.
turn.
Talk. My brother been
She was
just up there
thirsty.
chilling with
Man, let me say this,
the
man.
grace,
You
man.
know what, man? A lot of y'all guys been tiptoeing around this, man. And I'm gonna just cook. I'm gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? It's some cold salami, man. No bread, no mustard, no mayo, man.
Broad and cut.
I'm gonna say this for the last time. A lot of you middle-aged women are asking for young women qualities in a man. If you're in your mid 30s, early 40s, you're done. Ain't nobody, there is nobody that fits them boxes that you put up there that you want in a man looking for you.
That's the point.
I get sick and tired of this, and this is all you hear. You don't hear young women talk. A panel of young women talking this talk. It's all middle aged women. It's because there is no men that fits your criteria looking for you. You need to go find you a Pookie and a Ray Ray and try to build them up. I used to be a Pookie and a Ray Ray.
Straight jacking.
You see what I'm saying? So y'all letting people know already. Oh, I want my man already to build. He not looking for you. You talk too much.
They want the finish line, fam.
But if the finish line man don't want that woman,
But believe you me, I
and this is
understand that.
what this is the disconnect with a lot of middle aged women. They think all these guys they out everywhere. All the guys y'all describing is everywhere you look, but they not looking for y'all. A man with everything he done strive, work for, and built up. You think he want a loudmouth woman to come in his world, tell him, "Oh, I need you to help pay my bills and help take care of my kids," when he in his own kingdom?
Negro, please.
You got to be crazy. You gonna be on these panels forever talking this talk. Cause y'all don't listen to men. I keep trying to tell y'all this. Y'all keep asking these questions.
Yo, but you're right though, man. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right?
true.
Can I speak now? Because I want Ola to address me. Because first and foremost, I'm not looking for me. I'm an empty nester. My kids are graduated college graduates, both in medical fields, doctorate, by the way. Like I am living my best life. Are you serious right now? I'm beautiful. I'm in the greatest health. I keep myself up. I'm very beautiful, by the way. I have to beat them off of me, if that makes sense, right? So it's not like this whole this whole misconception is of what you feel. And I can open my page up. I will, by the way. I think I want to. I'm gonna open my page up after this, right?
Open it up,
Right.
No,
sister. Come
No,
on.
you not. No,
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna
nobody
open my
cares
Y'all
page
though.
in.
up.
I
Nobody
got
I have a
cares.
my
this.
daughter.
Nobody
My daughter
cares.
is a Howard graduate,
So
by the way.
what?
You said
Listen
you
here.
living your
Hold
best
on. Hear
life.
me out.
Come
Both of
on,
my
girl.
daughters, I have two college graduates, successful in their era.
Can
I'm an
you
empty
imagine?
What
nester.
does that have
I
to do
am
with
You
in
don't
you?
my
know.
What does that have
prime.
to do
Hold
with
on, I
you,
am in
man?
my prime. There's
She
no,
living her
there's
best
no,
life,
there's.
B.
I'm not
Prime.
hoping. I'm not hoping.
Your
I'm,
prime was
I'm.
17,
Hold on.
man.
I'm tapped into me. This is a huge misconception, right? Is if women are just hoping and gleaning for someone to pick them. Are you serious? I'm in my prime. Like I'm doing. Like I'm living my life. I'm
Live it, baby.
exploring.
Live
Like
it.
I'm listen. But anyway, neither here or there. Let me just set that to the
But why
side.
you had
Either
to say that? Why you had to
Ola,
validate
Ola,
that?
Ola, you had something to say to me, woman to woman. What is that? Because I wanted to come back
Oh,
on.
man.
I wanted you to address me because you mentioned about cooking. You don't know. Have you looked at my page?
Nobody
Do you know?
cares.
Do you know who I am?
Oh,
When, when,
God.
when I'm when you're
Take your
talking
page.
about only
Nobody
have
cares about
when
that.
you talk about hold on when you talk about only having the cookie, whatever you want, the cakes, whatever you want to call it, the down there. Do you not know who I am? And this is where you get misconfused.
You don't know who you are.
Do not ever judge a book by its cover. But Ola, I wanted you to address me as a woman. I'm here. Go ahead. Go. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Why you looking to pick a
First
fight,
of
man?
all, first of
No,
all,
no, because she said it when I
hold
left, and she
on,
had some things to
hold
say
Gone,
on,
about
gone,
me.
Ola, gone, girl, gone.
Go
hold
ahead,
on,
Ola.
hold on.
Say it with your
First of,
chest, baby. Say it with your
first of
chest.
all,
Now
first
say it
of
with
all,
your mouth, not your chest.
something. I think something trigger you.
You stupid.
I don't know why you are saying. I don't know why you're saying you're so beautiful. What's up? See, I don't do woman to woman, so don't advertise yourself to me. You're
But
beautiful.
no,
You're
it's
beautiful.
not advertising. You
Number
comments to
one,
say
hold
about me.
on,
You said that
hold
I
on.
didn't
Let
know
me
how to cook.
land.
Hold on. You say I don't know how to cook, as
I
if
never
that.
said that. You see, you said you
You
want me to
did.
address you.
Yes, you did.
Listen
Oh
and let me
my goodness.
address you.
Be
Hold
ready.
on.
You
Take
proving
back what
Ella's
First
you
of
point,
said.
all,
You said
man.
all
I,
they had,
I,
all,
I don't
all
know the
the.
reason why you are advertising yourself to me. I don't do
No, no,
woman to
I'm
woman.
not advertising myself to
Yes,
you.
because you're telling me you're
Hold
beautiful.
on.
Why are you
You're not
telling me
gonna
you're
turn
beautiful?
this. You're not
The
gonna turn this.
second thing is
Hola,
this. Hold
hola,
on. Do you want me to
hola,
speak?
hola, hola. You're not gonna turn this on me. You said something about me when I left the panel.
Okay,
I
I'm
want you
trying
to
to
say it
tell
with
you.
your
That's what I'm
chest.
trying to tell you.
Say what
So,
you said to
okay.
me or
So the
about me
next
with
thing
your
is
chest.
this.
What did you say about me?
I find out that when you guys say, "Oh, why are you attracting the cookies and Rere?" Who do you attract? Do you have a husband? Because you cannot give what you don't have. You
Ooh,
don't.
talk to him, Ola.
You don't have what it takes to speak. I have my son. I have my son. I find out that everything that was passed to you empty, you pass the empty down to your children too.
Hola,
Went
you're
to school.
empty. You're empty
Degree,
because
they
I would
have
never
degree.
judge
Degree is
you.
the
Because hold
cheapest
on,
thing
I
to
don't
have
know
these days.
you.
I want to
See,
complete what I'm saying,
you're
and
very
I don't need to
empty.
check you out because I
Empty
don't
on
do
the
woman to woman.
inside,
I keep
right?
telling you,
You're
the
empty
job
on the
you're supposed
inside.
to
And the
do as
reason
a
why I
woman,
know that you're
you
empty
guys
on the
don't
inside
do
because
is.
you had a misconceived notion about me and you don't even know me.
You were
And
saying
this
you're
is
attracting the
where
cookies and
this is
Rere, but
where
that cookies and
this
Rere,
is
you
where
also raise
people
cookies
didn't
and
know
Rere
this.
because
Hold on.
do
You
you
had
have a
your
husband?
preconceived notions about me, and you don't even know me. You're speaking from a point of you're not even speaking with intelligence
See,
at
this
this
is the
point.
problem. I don't know
You're
you. By
assuming.
their
You
seed, you
are
shall know them.
assuming at this
You
point.
open
You
your
don't
mouth,
even know me.
and I'm
Here you
telling you
are.
what I'm
Here you
hearing
are.
from you.
Here you are, going back and forth with a stranger, and you don't even know me. And
Can you
you
see?
have misconceived
Okay,
notions
now
about me.
you said I should address
No,
you.
I didn't
Um,
come for you.
it's like
You
you don't
came for
even,
me.
you know
No,
what?
I didn't come
Do
for
you know the
you.
meaning of
You
address
came for
me?
me.
Can you go bring
So
your
when you came
dictionary?
for
You don't
me
know
and
that
then you
too.
come for me, then I'm gonna come. I'm gonna present myself to you because you sent for me.
See, I don't care if you are the first
You're,
lady of this
you
country.
listen. Hear me out.
You guys, the men are
You
tolerating all
are.
the nonsense.
Listen. I'm not
I
gonna even
find out that you
because all
going
of
to
this is
a
gibberish at this.
man,
All
you're
of this.
coming empty
All of this
handed.
is
Folks, you don't have to
gibberish.
mute somebody.
All of this.
You want me to address her? Let me
that's why I
finish
was
what I'm
letting the
saying.
women
All of
just
this is
express themselves.
gibberish
Nah,
at
but
this
you know how
point
women get,
because
man. Come
at the
on, man.
point I had said
Come on,
nothing
son.
to Ola or about Ola, or I didn't even mention her.
Oh,
And when I dropped, She had so much to say about me, and she
No,
doesn't
you said something.
know me. You
You
are
see,
very,
from the part I come
listen,
from, when
that
somebody
says
says
more about
something,
you than me.
you don't
That
need to
says
mention my
more
name. You
about
tag
you
my
than
name on
me.
that thing.
It
Oh,
says
oh,
more
these people are
about
damaged.
you than
They
me,
are
We don't
damaged.
okay?
understand what men and
So
women
you
y'all saying right
continue
now.
to
Y'all
be
know
on
that.
this
For
whole,
real, man. Like,
Ain't
that says
nobody,
more
ain't
about you
nobody
than
getting
Flash.
the
me.
point across. We can't understand y'all. So what are y'all doing?
it
Yeah, I
sounds
don't
like
Somebody,
bickering, man.
somebody
Why
in the
y'all bickering?
comments blaming us, y'all. They say the fellas the cause of it.
Okay,
why the
Fuck
okay.
fuck did she
out of here.
bring my name up? She said she wanted to address me, but I dropped, but I came back,
Don't
and she's
address
talking
you.
in
I'm trying
riddles
to
now.
address you. You're
You're
not
talking
listening.
in riddles now, ma'am. You're talking in riddles. You said you wanted to, I dropped, but I came back up for you to address
But
me,
why
but
are
now
you being so
you're
aggressive?
talking in.
But let me
Listen,
speak. You are not letting me
hold on,
speak.
hold on, sister. Hold on, sister. Hold on. Well, see, it's a sad thing that we can sit here and allow people to speak, and the brothers been showing a lot. I gotta say something to these brothers. I gotta give these brothers a hand clap of praise because they are not exhibiting a certain level of ignorance that I've been privy and witness to, and they've been very patient. And we're allowing you ladies to interact. However, even the brothers, I got a 30-second limit to when women go back and forth. But if one of the brothers don't call me out, these brothers just called me out several times. I have to speak. They been letting y'all just get busy, and I know they like, what the wrong with the host? They not even saying nothing to me. But y'all just go, y'all to sit here and do this for 30 minutes.
No, I just came up because she said she wanted to address me. I dropped and I came up and
Listen,
she's
sister,
speaking in riddles.
you're not
She's
understanding what
speaking
I'm.
riddles. She hadn't even spoke to me and addressed me.
B-Ray, 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 B-Ray. Let him talk. Let him finish, man. Don't get in your feelings. Stop getting in your feelings, man.
I really appreciate the brothers for showing a level of respect and decorum. Because if I just really got a lot of respect for these young men, and they still here, and they like, bro, come on, bro, this 1 to 2, whatever time it is. Listen, if
3:30 in the morning.
Apologize. I'm gonna go ahead and drop because she had nothing to say
but
about me. It was a misconceived notions.
this the
It's not
thing,
even that
right?
Stop
serious.
taking things so personal,
I
man.
have
My
something. I
apologies.
have
No, but
something to
no, when
say.
she
If you
specifically
will be
said she wanted
quiet,
to
are
address
you gonna
me,
be
I came
quiet
back
I'm
and
up
let me
gonna
and she
say
keep
what
had
I?
nothing.
going. Why y'all keep going with the same bullshit?
Okay, she said I want to address her. Can you be quiet and let me say
You
what I?
said you wanted to address me.
Okay, can you? I never say I wanted to.
Yo,
Okay, okay.
yo.
So
You
you
said
want me to
she
say?
dropped. Hold on. You say she
Yo,
dropped.
BI,
I wanted to
BI, BI,
address her.
BI. Drop both of
I
them.
wanted to address her. She
Drop both
can't
of them.
even cook. All she has said is to do.
Both of them.
There's no reason, Ola, if you want to speak, you don't have to speak to the young lady. I get it. I was trying to, hold on. I was trying to allow you guys to have a certain level of interaction. I know Miss Cena was up there. If you wanted to speak, Ola, if you wanted to speak to some, if you could speak and land your plane. If anybody else want to say anything, I'm willing to stay here for a few more minutes because I kind of was tired. Now I'm kind of up, and then I'm just gonna wait.
They won't kill me. Yo, so I saw you kind of
Got you
flying
back
that
in a
yawn,
trick
baby.
bag awake. If the brothers, nah, we ain't gonna pull you up, bro. If the brothers want to speak, if the mic is open, I appreciate you, brothers, bro. I really do.
Yeah, man. And, yo, not for nothing. They just displayed what Eric was talking about.
You brothers been holding your own. I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to get in there, but I don't want to be like I'm just
No,
on
but
y'all side. But it's a reality. He was.
here's
Eric
what it
spoke.
is though. You know what I mean? Honestly, I think Reg, you know what I'm saying? And Reginald, I hope you don't mind me calling you Reg like I know you, but you know what I mean? I just don't
Okay,
want to see
brother,
the whole
keep going.
government. You know what I mean? Like, Reg set the tone. You know what I'm saying? Reg set the tone. Now you see that's the difference, right? You see how Reg disclosed himself and used his words without
All
catching.
y'all got over talk tonight. All y'all
Yeah, yeah,
carried
yeah.
it.
But I let him go. You know what I mean? I let him go. But my point, I want to use Reg for an example. How a person can disagree with the brother and he still maintains his qua, right? And still is able to answer them without getting into his feelings, without getting into a shouting match, or trying to have something to prove. Even, you know what I'm saying? Even Eric too. You know what I'm saying? We just say our points, this and that. And even if somebody happened to disagree, all right, that's cool. That's all love. You know what I mean? And plus we keep that decorum for you. You know what I mean? But Shorty just had to, you know what I mean, open up her chest like she was Superman showing that S on her chest. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know.
To your point, Urban, it really boils down to emotional regulation.
Man.
That is a major problem in these TikTok streets.
Man.
Women who have empowered themselves, believing that their independence gives them more respect. It's never been the strength of talking, it's the strength in submitting. Anybody can argue, but can you maintain your own emotions, keeping them intact? Any woman knows. You want to get a man? Show your feminine side. He will care. But if you come at him like a man, we're going to treat you like a man.
Straight jacket.
Listen, man, if you go back in history, everything that describes the woman that a man wants, it has nothing to do with talking.
That's true.
Think about it.
You're right.
Everything that men has for centuries asked for has nothing to do with a woman talking to him.
That part. And what's crazy is, real quick, is that Ola asked her a key question that she failed to answer. Are you married?
No. She told us everybody in her life except her husband or boyfriend.
That's what I needed to hear after that, man. It's
That
a
was
beautiful
kinda
thing
wild,
that she
too.
got. She got her daughters doing what it is, and she could be whatever, pretty, whatever. Listen, you ain't got a man talking all that hot shit, man. And we see why. Ain't no pun intended, but for real. You know what I'm saying?
Urban and Eric be here with me sometimes, brother. I never got a chance to meet you, but after you spoke for a little while, I followed you. I like how you guys carried yourself, and you know I'm gonna be trying to come back with certain topics or whatever, and you guys just know how to address certain things. Eric always come with a certain level of shake up, and instead of them listening, because he don't pander, they get to going left. You know, I appreciate different brothers coming in here. You guys carried it a certain way, so I'm just saying all that to say I'm gonna be having different rooms, and I just appreciate when certain type of guys in here, just regardless if we don't agree, because I'm gonna be honest, I try to choose brothers be intelligent, so I try to choose certain points even to just get at the brothers, just to show that we can have a certain level of back and forth, and it's not a kumbaya. Even though I be agreeing, I'm gonna disagree just cause, so they can see how we move, and they still it's hard to get through to everybody, but some of the sisters will come through and they'll get it. But sometimes you do get a lot of pushback from the other sisters. I appreciate you, brothers. That's all. I was just saying. I'm just talking.
Well, Greg's got the crown. Greg's got the crown.
Hey, now, refresh us on how to see that the recording on YouTube.
So what happens is, since we've been going, they allow replay, so they'll let me download this. It takes a while for whatever reason, and then once they give it to me, it's over on the Bigger Play YouTube page. And what I do, I try to put a show around it to intro what we doing, you know, because I do got a podcast, so I've been able to take that and put it over there, and then people can go back and literally listen and see. This stuff be kind of long. One time we went for like 7 hours, so it's all of it's there, and you can go in and look at. So like the young lady was saying, Eric did this, or buddy downstairs, Red did this. I'm like, I didn't hear none of that what you just said, but let me be quiet. And you can go over there and look at it. This is why I did that. And I appreciate them for, I ain't gonna say that, but for a TikTok, they finally got it together to where you can get the live replays and then you can transfer it over. It's not as clear as it is when we live, but it's nice. It ain't perfect, but it's probably 75%.
I try to find you a filter or converter that can make it sharp, like 1080.
Yeah, I got one or two of them, but I just think sometimes when they download it, because I'm learning all these sites is trying to play catch up. But if you can give me something that
Man,
makes it
listen.
super sharp, I'll take. I know you being AI. I already know what you finna hit me with. I know you gonna hit me with it, but yeah, I'll take that and put it over there. So it's over there though. E, it's over there. I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna let the ladies. It's two ladies here, and any one of you brothers, I know it's getting late. I do gotta go, but I enjoy the dialogue. So if I'm gonna go in a minute, but if one of the sisters, both of the sisters, want to speak while y'all still here, I want to let the sisters speak, and then oh look.
Why I said what I said is this. Yesterday, I don't
Well,
know
hold
where
on,
you.
hold on. Ola, the sister came off the mic first. I want to let her speak in case she gotta leave. Go ahead, sister.
I just wanted to say to my sisters in the room is like I see a lot of going back and forth with guys, women and guys. It's like we have to understand we cannot win. Men's are the
Yo,
winner
clap for
at
her.
all
Clap.
time.
Give me that clap, bro. Give
You
me that
know, men are the winner. Like we cannot go back and forth with men. We will never win. You know, us we have to be calm, understand, listen. You know, if you see a man is going left, it's your place to pull in the right way. It's not your place to argue with him back and forth. Nah, we have to understand our place in a man life. It's like we're not equal. Men and women are not equal. That's the reason God created man before he created a woman. We're
Damn,
not equal.
damn,
So we have to understand and we have to know our places.
damn.
Yes, we women who have feelings, we have do this, but it's how you approach a man. You don't approach a man be aggressive. You don't approach a man be like you don't have to argue with a man. A man like a soft woman. When
Ooh.
when you soft and speak to him, it will hit him and he whatever he was trying to do, he will not do it anymore. It's how you talk to him. But if you want to be like, oh, you're trying to argue with him, like it's not gonna go nowhere. That's why push him to go cheat.
Mm. Yo,
So
fam, I need a
women,
clap, fam. If you
we
can.
need to
Thank
understand how to listen. First thing, listen. Don't listen to answer. Listen to understand. Don't listen to arguing. No, listen to understand.
Thank you,
you.
sister.
Mm.
Thank you, sister.
All right, you have a good night, guys.
Yo, stay
Ladies,
blessed,
good
man.
night.
We hope to see you
God
again,
bless.
sister.
For
All
real.
right,
All right.
bye.
That's a
Yeah,
clip right
I
there.
enjoyed today's panel. It was quite interesting. But I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one.
Yo,
You can
catch
drop
you on the
me
flip flop, boy.
Okay, E man. Much love, man. Appreciate you.
for sure.
Good chat, Nee.
Yo, Reg, you be carrying lives, man. You know what I'm saying? You be hosting lives and all that.
I'm about to.
Yo,
I
dogs,
got it too.
let me give you a word of advice real quick.
Yes, sir.
Listen, honestly, you can have the Samuel effect.
Pull on up and chop it up with us. I know it's kind of early or late. I don't know what yet, but you know.
I'm here in Chicago, but yeah,
Oh,
it is. It's early, real
uh-huh.
early.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm
Uh
here.
oh. He said
But
it's
yeah,
early.
yeah, it's early. Just to answer your question, can you forgive someone for cheating? I think I can, but I can forgive you, but I'm not going to forget.
Oh, you put a power grip on it.
It's always
Go
the
ahead.
double whammy,
It
boy.
is. I can forgive you, but I'm not gonna forget. I just think like when it comes to men, if a woman did that to a man gonna be out of that. The first you tell a man you cheated on him, I don't think he gonna forgive you. But honestly, I just feel like the type of person I am, yeah, I could forgive you. You know what I'm saying? But you cheated on me, I could forgive that. I could let you slide with that, you know. But
We got to get down to the nitty
You let
gritty.
them
We got to
slide. You gonna let
understand.
them slide with it?
I let them slide with it. Yeah, we gonna get down to the bottom of it. Like, why?
I don't let them slide like James Brown, not at all.
I'm gonna let them slide. But listen, we got to get down to the bottom of it. Why did you do it? You know. But honestly, that's just my opinion. You know, I'm different, so different folks for different strokes. You know, different strokes for different folks. I'm sorry.
No, you said it right the first time.
I'm sorry.
All depending on who's working. No.
Masters lying to the public, they ain't got the truth in them. Lights out, gas off, boot listed city pimping. Blocks on fire cause the homeowners broke as fuck. Taxes up, water bill higher than a cement truck. It's a bigger play, a bigger play. Death before dishonor is the only way. Yeah, I tried to follow, but